and they hear me. And hey, how you doing? Tuesday night. It has been a long time. It's been 2 weeks at least 2 weeks. How you doing? You know these people up here above me? I know them. They're my friends. They're your friends too. Um, so look at that. There's Xander, and we got Cool Hand Duke. In case you guys didn't know, Cool Hand Duke, he's the Tabaxi monk. That's who plays the Tabaxi monk. He's Cool Hand Duke. Hey. Um, so I want to go around the bend real quick, just so that we can introduce ourselves to the folks, so that they can get reacquainted. Especially since you guys are only here every other week. Which is sad. I wish we could play, more often than every other week, but I get it. We're all adults and grown ups and everything. But one of these days I'm gonna win the lottery, and I'm gonna pay for people to live all on a compound. Um, we'll find a neutral state and live on a compound together, um, so that we can play D&D like at least once a week, at least. Um, yeah, probably 2 or 3 times a week, but whatever. We'll play other games too, like hopscotch and gin rummy, stuff like that.
Pathfinder.
I love that hopscotch makes the top of the list.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll go
Get
ahead.
the chalk
We'll
out.
get a pickleball court, and I can watch people play because my old ass ain't gonna play. But I will watch you play.
You can stay inside with me. We'll play Catan.
Oh, you will say it correctly, or you will not say it at all, young lady. It is Catan. It is Catan.
Yeah,
I
it
love
is.
Settlers of Catan.
It is Catan.
Oh.
Oh my gosh, this is
Yeah, I didn't know that it could get worse.
blasphemy. I didn't know it could either. That's like calling Drow.
I'm
That's like
so
calling
bad
Drow
at it, I
Dro.
actually don't enjoy it.
Really?
I'm that
That's
bad.
awful.
Oh
I'm
my
like so bad.
gosh.
I've never
Are
not
you
been in
so
last
bad that you should be in detention? You're so bad.
So bad.
I took it there, didn't I?
Best thing I
Okay.
ever
So hey,
had in the
we're
world.
gonna do a round real quick of introductions,
You're
and
so
then we're gonna actually play some D&D. So I'm DM Setting, in case you didn't know. This is not my Twitch, just like the tavern isn't Floki's Tavern. It's called that. But this is my players' Twitch. I just get to run the show. They let me because they love me and I love them. You can find me on almost every social media out there as DM SETI or some variation thereof, either SETI the DM or whatever. I have merch. Look in the about. I have shirts. I have stickers. I have stuff. I have a dice dealer. I have a couple dice dealers because I'm a full blown addict, and I got to make sure I have more than one dice dealer out there. And one of them even makes shirts and stickers and stuff. And check out the about section. In there is also a link to Mr. Floki's Tavern, where we all hang out because we're family. Come meet us. Come hang out with us. Come join the family. Mr. Xander, sir, will you introduce yourself, introduce your character, and if you have anything going on out there in the world right now? Tuesday night, you guys don't. I mean, we have Gur that's doing our the sort of like a West Marches. But if you got anything going on that you want to tell the people about, please advertise, brag about yourself. Okay, go Xander.
All right. I am Xander. And I'm not on social media. But I am in the tavern, so hit me up. I make some homebrew every once in a while whenever I feel like I have creative stuff happening. Outside of that, my character's named Muth. He is a half elf, not elf. He's a wood elf reborn. I mean, he's half alive technically, but that doesn't matter. He doesn't know about his past life, although he's slowly learning more about it. Kind of like the split thing, kind of Moon Knight-ish. But I'm really enjoying it, and I'm learning things about my character as we go along. So thanks for joining us. Next.
Thanks. Right above him, the Gurnator.
Hi, I'm Gur. I run Taberna the West Marches, and Floki's Tavern. Come check it out. I'm pretty cool. I'm a very rule of cool DM. Yeah, it's fun. Every Thursday at 8 p.m. I'm gonna be 34 in about 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
And I got 2 wonderful kids and 1 amazing wife. I like long walks on the. No, I don't. I like. I don't like that.
Do you like margaritas?
I used to.
Pina
I was
coladas.
a fanatic. When I was 19, I drank a whole bottle of tequila, and it ended up in a Taco Bell.
When you were 19, that was Prizzle a couple months ago.
That was only half the bottle, though.
I was a bad kid.
And we did it with Goldschlager when I was 17.
Oof.
Goldschlager races suck.
You got anything else going on there, Gur?
No, about it.
Your wife has an Etsy shop there, right?
Oh yeah, she does She doesn't really like do much on it, but you're more than welcome to check it out. It's a Little Yellow House Designs on Etsy.
Yeah, and she also made our anniversary tavern T-shirts that were awesome. So you should definitely check her out.
Yep.
What's your character?
Oh yeah. I'm Foster, level 7, Earth Genasi. He's a Grave Cleric, and he's pretty dope. He's a little rock guy, but we're gonna start making him pretty sweet here in a second.
So he'll be like rock candy.
We could do.
He's already eye candy. What's one step more?
Yeah. Love you, Gur. Let's go to the nurse above you.
Oh. Hello. My name's Allie, or Plague Walker on like all socials. That's where you can find me. I do a lot of art. I play Beowulf Greywind. She is a blood hunter and fighter multiclass. Yeah, she's pretty cool. She carries around a golden scythe and it's a little interesting character.
And you do art commissions, right?
Yes, I do. Yep.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's go to the man, the myth, right next to you. Floki. Yeah, you.
Thank you, Sandy. Okay, so I am Floki, and I'm currently deciding on whether I want to take a 4th level in Rogue or Fighter. But outside of that, I am playing Draven, who is a Fighter Rogue. He's a devilish little guy. Sometimes he think he can get with all the ladies, but it doesn't always work. As far as Floki's stuff, you can find me on the Talk. You can find me Twitch. You can find me YouTube. I haven't really posted there. I need to post more there. You can find me all the places. It's Floki the DM. Also, as they said, come join the tavern. We love having new people over there. I have not been as active as I should here lately, but my life is fucking chaos all the time. Also, if you're interested, I make stuff. So you can scan this little QR code here if it'll whatever, or you can just look up the business Wandering Nomad Designs on Facebook. And we make all kinds of stuff. A lot of going away gifts. A lot of I make some nerd stuff here and there. Just if you have an idea, message us, and we'll try and make it for you.
You like sped read that? Will you make sure you put Wandering Nomad LLC in the chat so that people can actually see it? Because you were like Wandering Nomad.
You can also just copy and paste the URL if you wanted to.
That's true.
Yeah, I can do that. Yeah, I do. We make stuff, and but the tavern, you should definitely come join the tavern. We have big ideas. We're kind of slacking on implementing some of them, but hey, we are a family. We do love each other very much. I know it's kind of a cringy thing to say, but it's the fucking truth, and I think you will love it if you come over. It's a little chaotic at first, but once you jump in and get to know some folks, there's some great people there.
It's true. We're not your employers. We actually mean it.
Corbin should be our spokesperson.
Speaking of employees, Corbin.
Our cult master, I mean spokesman.
Yeah, pretty much. Hi, everybody. My name is Corbin. I go by Nidak or Corbin the Wizard, pretty much anywhere, although I don't create anything. I mostly just lurk and talk to people. You'll find me pretty much exclusively in the tavern and here on every other Tuesday and Thursday nights. Past that, I play a character named Lorelei Dawnfall. She is a variant human artificer wizard combo with a lightning method in her armor and lightning-themed gauntlets. She's the self-proclaimed leader of the Tuesday night party, and that's pretty much it.
I called her employee because she is one of my mods, one of the mods in my Twitch. She also is the one that's in charge of my, I say my, even though I already said earlier it's yours. She's the one that does the clips, and she puts the stuff in the tube and the things that she's what makes us look good. So, and she is she's like a real life artificer when it comes to cosplay
so
stuff.
much work.
Kinda, yeah. I need to fix my clock, but yeah.
Below her, the man you will never find anywhere, Mr. Prizzle. Like I said.
Can't find me
Spaceballs
anywhere.
jersey.
Spaceballs, the hockey jersey. Merchandising. Other people do the merchandising. I'm just here to play the game. You know, maybe Obi came from New York. You know, maybe this will be Obi from now on. You know, he'll come at you, and he's gonna have a little bit of a thing going. You know.
Wow, that poop really changed you.
At least he doesn't sound like Bill Clinton this time.
This is true. This is true.
You kids, get off my lawn.
It's true. It's true.
Anyway, that's Prizzle, and he plays Obi.
I'll be Obadiah tonight. I will not be Gildorn tonight. There will be no arm eating that I know of.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the group. I would say, do you guys want to play D&D? But I have to wait until Corbin gets back to read the recap from like 3 years ago.
7 beers to go.
Sorry, children, they're very excited. They've been drawing pictures all day, and every 5 minutes they come into the room in the middle of math homework, and they're like, look it, I made it! And I'm like, yes, I know, you have finished one extra third than the last time you showed me. Please finish it and bring it back when you're completely done.
To be Aunt Corbin.
Oh, it feels like I'm a celebrity.
So,
anyway,
a month ago, you guys were at the winery doing stuff, and then ICC kind of finished it up and everything. Can you give me a recap of what happened the last time this group was together, please?
The last time this group was together was session 18. We're only on session 19, folks. We haven't gotten that far, and yet we are making pretty good freaking progress. So the last session that the entire group was together, we were basically finishing up the battle at the winery against the 5 druids, so the 4 druid brothers and the 1 sister Gilligash. For the most part, most of the session was pretty much the battle, and then after we took care of all of the brothers, it was just the sister Gilligash left. Lorelei pretty much dunked her in a wine bath and left her there for about a half an hour while everybody else went and searched throughout the Martikov residence, trying to figure out a little bit more about the family, trying to see what there is to see. They found a toy horse that looked remarkably like Strahd's horse. They found a locket with a picture of Davian's what we assumed to be his wife before she probably died of something we're not entirely sure. We found a bunch of Red Dragon Crush and Purple Mash and Champagne de l'Eston in the basement. There was an outhouse that Obi got particularly fond of and decided to stay for several hours. 'Cause reasons. And then past that, Muth came over and was basically like, "Hey, we shouldn't drown our prisoner. We need to start questioning them and figuring out like what's in the wine when what she was pouring into it." So they got her out of the wine. They started questioning her, trying to figure out what poison she put in. She said it was a mixture of assassin's poison, black widow, and crow's poison for good measure. We questioned her a little bit about what she knew about the sorry, people are talking in the background. Um Gosh dang it, the feather people.
Keepers of the feather.
Keepers of the Feather, yes. Which she didn't know that much, other than it was a secret society with were-ravens in it, and that she suspected some of the ravens in the winery currently were were-ravens, or at least the ones that were still healthy after days of being without fresh food and water. And the ones that were dying off were probably just regular ravens, and we made a plan to try and see if we could talk to them and see if they would turn into humans and maybe give us a little bit more information, but nothing really came of that. Let's see here. Past that, we asked her about the gems and or eggs that were used to fertilize the ground over at the winery before they were taken. We got from her that one of the eggs is at the swamp with the hag Baba Yaga, very powerful being some of us knew about and some of us did not. One was taken by her brothers to a place called Yesterhill, which we know pretty much nothing about. And then the third one, Davian said that Erwin at one point had taken it back to Vallaki, and that past that he doesn't know what happened to it. And by proxy, we also don't know where it is or whether Erwin still has it. We probably should question him by the time we get back to Vallaki. Let's see here. Past that, in the ICC, there was a bit of a moral discussion on whether or not we should end up killing Gilligash or not, because she was unarmed and had generally been cooperating with our questioning. And that discussion lasted for a very long time. Eventually, everyone kind of came to the decision that she wasn't actually sorry for her actions in poisoning the wine and trying to disrupt all of Vallaki. Lorelai ended up killing her, and then past that, we ended up staying in the Martikovs residence for the night. In the ICC, we basically just hand-waved that the Martikovs we had gone and gotten them and then brought them back safely back to their residence. We took care of the crow's poison bushes outside, and we let the ravens who were trapped in the winery out. And past that, that's pretty much where session ended. Everyone went to sleep, and then March Madness happened.
Thank you very much. Real quick, if you don't know what ICC is, so we're all from the same Discord, the tavern and everything, but then we have the game Discord, and in there we have the ICC, which is the in-character chat, because we all love playing so much that we cannot get enough of it, especially every other Tuesday. So, okay. I want to get right to this. I need all 6 of you.
Not Ice Crown Citadel?
No, that's not what it is. It is not the ice. That's a cute shirt, hon. Okay, thank you. So I need all 6 of you to give me a Constitution saving throw. This is to see who wakes up in what order.
Starting off strong.
There we go. Beowulf.
19.
Fosser.
12.
Lorelai.
16.
Mr. Draven.
16.
Muth.
24.
Old Man Obi.
7.
That makes sense.
That tracks. Yeah.
That
Tracks.
totally tracks. So it looks like Muth as you laying there and you are dreaming. Right? I don't care what you were dreaming about. It could have been about a fight with Strahd. It could have been about a bug's life. You could have been dreaming about whatever you wanted. Okay. However, bless you. However, you slowly stir, and as you start looking around, the world is no longer cartoonish. You are no longer 3 to 4 inches tall. The sky is a dull gray. You are laying in a field. And as you just slowly look around, examining your surroundings, you see the rest of your party. Not the party from whatever happened, but the OGs. Not the OGs from before you became Muth, but Muth's OGs. You know, you see Gur laying not too far away from you, and there's Draven, you know, curled up next to Gur. You see Lorelei, and there's sweet little Beowulf laying underneath some leaves. You see Obadiah in a sleeping bag, in like not a sleeping bag like modern sleeping bag, but you know, in a bedroll, and several blankets, curled up, sound asleep. The old man looks very well rested. What do you do?
The first thing he's gonna do is fill his short pocket, make sure the drawing is still where it's supposed to be.
Love you, kiddo.
Love you too,
still
Dad.
there. Still feel it. It's there.
Cool. I'm gonna sit up, shake my head, and I'm gonna look over to Girl, and recognize him as being a rock again and not whatever dream I just had.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna crawl over to him. I'm gonna just start poking him until he reacts.
Okay. Beowulf. You hear some rustling. That's a third night in a row I've used that word. You hear, I just realized it's the third night in a row I've used that word. Of leaves, of sticks, of somebody crawling through a field. And as you slowly open your eyes, you're back in your Barovia. Your Barovia that you were in first, before where you went. As you look around you see Muth crawling. You see some leaves on you, and you're pretty sure nobody can see you because you're hidden under the leaves. But
What?
Muth is crawling towards a rock. That's a gigantic freaking pine cone. Holy cow!
I found it.
My daughter just handed this to me.
Holy cow!
That
That's
is
like the size of your head.
huge. That is as big as her head.
Yeah. Dang.
That was huge.
Sorry.
No, that was
Yeah,
well worth it.
no.
That was worth the
gigantic
break.
pine
Are you
cone.
kidding me?
You're good.
Gigantic pine cone. So Yeah, Caden, that sure is massive. Anyway,
That's what she said.
that's literally what she said
It is what she
in
said.
the chat. She said it. Draven just got jealous, but she said it. So you see Lorelai, you see Draven, you see Obadiah all curled up. That's not a rock. Muth is crawling towards Gur. That's Gur. You're back. Your friends, they're here. What do you do?
Okay. Sadie, also, I just sent you a message, by the way, because not entirely sure. Um, so, I don't know. I'll just set up. I'll just kind of take in the moment at this point, remove the leaf so that I can be seen. Do you understand now?
Yes,
Okay.
I understand now. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay.
But you know what? Nobody else would know.
Okay.
Would you agree with that statement?
I agree. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm gonna stick with what I'm doing then. Yeah, I'll just set up. Just gonna look around, take in my surroundings, but I'm not gonna say a word. Not gonna make any sort of noise and just wait.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The next two people to stir are Lorelai and Draven, almost simultaneously. In fact, you both open your eyes, staring at each other. You are not close enough for that to be a thought. There's several feet between you, but you do wake up looking at each other.
What?
You're not supposed to be here. Hang
I
on
don't
1 second.
listen.
Tobias, you half-witted, trigger-happy numbskull, you better be nearby. I'm gonna stand up and look around.
You
How did we get back?
and it
Who are
is
you
definitely
yelling at?
morning. Lorelai and Draven,
Wait,
as you're
yeah.
looking around at the rest of the party, seeing Obadiah sleeping, and you see Muth sitting there poking Gur, trying to wake him up. Both of you give me a perception.
Me?
I don't get the bump for this one.
16.
What was it?
16.
Okay.
24.
It makes sense, Draven. I mean, you do investigation, and you do pay attention to females more than anything else. You see Obi, and you see Muth sitting there poking Gur, and you see Gur, and you see Bea. That's not Beowulf. She looks exactly like Beowulf. But that's not Beowulf.
Okay. I think Draven wouldn't say anything. I think he would approach though and be like, "Hey, who are you?"
At first, can you tell me who you are?
No. That's not how this works right now. I haven't told anyone else. Right now, I need to know who you are.
Wh- I sincerely do not know where I am or who you are. My name is Fiat Graven. It's nice to meet you.
Do you know Bayo?
Yes. Do you know of Vale? I've been looking for her.
How do you know Bayo?
Well, she's a member of my court.
A bit more than a member of your court.
And who are you?
Is she sitting on the ground?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Why don't you stand up and address me properly? My name is Lorelei Dawnfall. I am the inventor of this group and the honorary mother of your twin sister, Fjord. Nice to meet you.
Oh, well, it is quite an honor to meet you. Truly an honor to meet the mother of Beowulf as well. Oh my goodness. I am. She like gives
Why
a
are you
little
here?
bow. I do not know. I do not know. I was supposed to be going
Gur,
to
you
a
wake
dinner.
up.
Muth, stop poking me. What's going on?
Okay, I'm sorry. Just making sure you're here, man.
Yeah. What's up?
What you suddenly hear now, as he's poking and you wake up and you're having this conversation, you hear Draven going, "What the fuck is happening? Someone explain to me this."
Raven.
People are yelling. That's what's happening.
Yeah. Is something going on over there?
I'm not entirely sure.
Draven, what's going on?
Can
Before you
I
continue,
tell?
before you guys continue, Obadiah, for the past you don't know how long, you've been sleeping. And it has been the best sleep you have ever had in your entire life. Your old bones feel at least 10 years younger. I mean, you feel so much better. And you open your eyes to the sound of those fucking kids yelling and fighting as usual. And you woke up a couple different times over the past 2 days and they were gone and you just kind of went back to sleep. You were like, whatever. You've just had the greatest sleep. At one point in time, you think you remember the Martikovs coming down and like giving you a couple more blankets, trying to get you to come inside, and you didn't want to move, and they gave you more blankets. Clearly they gave you a pillow because you didn't really have. But you feel so rested, so rested, and you're ready for them to shut up already. They've been back in this world for what, 2 minutes now, and they're already fighting and yelling again. But you're awake, and the kids are back. And now you all can continue.
Hey, Lorelei, why are we yelling?
Well, this is Fjord Greywinds, the sister of Beowulf.
Hi, pleasure to meet you.
It is a pleasure to meet you guys as well.
Boss
You
her
see
lap,
when Lorelei says sister that she kind of like tilts her head a little bit, like kind of in questioning. But she does reach out her hand and she shakes each of them, and she's like, "It is very nice to meet each and every one of you. You seem to know each other. Do you know where we're at right now?"
I'm trying to get sleep. And that's where I'm at.
Obi. Obi.
I think you spent enough time sleeping, old man. Why don't you join the conversation?
And out of the side of the bed, Obi sends a phantom steed charging through everybody.
Seriously? Seriously.
All right.
Five more
So
minutes. 5 more minutes.
I mean, not if you're
you-
doing crap
yeah,
like that.
she's asking where we are. I'm asking where we're
I
going.
get that. Mm-hmm.
What's the plan?
How about we start with where you all have been?
Well, I was outside till late
Plus,
night, and then
I was in the middle of traveling to the castle after defeating the demon Baphomet. And I'm pretty doggone sure none of you all were there. So were you all here the entire time? Was I missing? What happened?
I was right here in this bed.
I'm sure you were, Obadiah.
It was good times.
Muth and I had a pretty gnarly dream.
Company could have been fun.
Well, Muth was
You
there.
saw that too?
Yeah,
The
big black and white
Beetle
monster.
Strahd guy? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
That I'm pretty doggone sure was not a dream. Are we inside right now, Seti?
No, you guys are outside in a field in
We're
the
outside. Cool.
yeah, outside in what you're assuming must have once been the Champagne de la Stomp grape field.
Okay, cool. Can I double check the surroundings in the same way that happened on Wednesday to see whether or not the opening of the portals weakened the veil in this particular spot temporarily before it's fixing itself again?
All looks good.
Okay, interesting. See, the problem with that is I don't believe that they were dreams. Also, what? You both were together?
I mean, it appears that way.
As we had the same dream.
That they weren't dreams. They were different dimensions caused by portals of extraplanar beings.
All right, you're using a lot of words I don't quite understand.
Okay.
Point is, we're here now.
Yes. And I'm gonna turn to who I thought should be Bayo, and I'm gonna say, my name is, or at least I call myself Muth. Why do you think you're here?
I'm not really sure. You guys say this was a dream, and now you say planar shit. I am very confused.
Obi, want to see something cool? I'm gonna take my little paintbrush that I got. I'm gonna use the one end. I'm gonna touch his skin, and it's gonna fill up with like the color and like texture of your skin, and then I'm gonna push it on me, and my body will become the same like
Skin color.
texture. Yeah, so I'll have skin now.
You just
You guys did just see what you think you saw.
That's the greatest.
she like takes a step away
no.
from the group. She's like backs up.
Gur does not
Foster.
look like he's stone. Sorry, Fosser.
Jeez.
I was waiting to see how long.
That is an interesting item. Where did you get that from? Did someone make that for you?
I woke up with it.
Yeah, I got one too.
You also got the brush?
Yeah. I'm gonna touch my cloak and then paint the back of my hand the black cloth on my cloak.
I reach for the locket. Do I still have the locket, Seti? Okay.
I'm gonna
So-
empty the skin color and I'm gonna throw it to Lorelai.
So this wasn't a dream?
Okay. Unfortunately, no. Dimensional shifts. Extraplanar beings, do you know anything about that? I can make, I'll try and use smaller words. Hang on while I think about what that would be. Okay, so like, okay, so think of all of Barovia and where we are right now, like the inside of a room, and there are a bunch of rooms, and they're all separated by curtains. And we can't walk through the curtains, but there are some people who are able to pull back the curtains with strings. Okay? So basically, they pulled back the curtains with the strings. They shoved us all into different rooms, closed the curtains back, and then did it again. Apparently. Which means you are in the wrong room.
Are you suggesting that we all originate from different planes of existence?
Oh, most definitely. Have you ever heard of the plane of existence called Dunaya? That's where I am from, originally.
No, I have never heard of that.
You do.
That's fair. You know what I hadn't heard of until meeting your sister is the Fourth Peak, where you're from.
Yes. I do reside from the Fourth Peak. You seem to know a lot about me.
I would hope so.
Were you and Beowulf close?
Did you miss the part where I introduced myself as her self-proclaimed mother of sorts?
Yes, I do remember that, but Beowulf has been with us and my family since she was a little baby, so...
I'm sure she has, but that does not mean that you treat her like family, and I know that very well.
We can talk about this later. We need to...
I'm sure you don't want to talk about it now. Oh, it'll come up. Don't worry. Anyway, to catch you up on the situation, we are in the middle of what would appear to be the Martikovs vineyard. This is very near to a town called Lucky, and we are in the middle of a job when the said curtains were pulled apart by the strings and put back together again. Past that, you are free to tag along until we can figure out how to get you back home and out of our freaking way. Anyway, I have so much that has been going on from the other room that I was in. There were two people I met in particular. Their names were Runa and Koga, and they also were from the same room. But everyone else didn't know each other, so maybe some of us were pushed through in pairs in the same way that Fossor and Muth were.
Sounds right.
Okay.
Sure.
What about you, Draven? Were you here with Obi in the pair? Were you with Bale?
No, I was. I don't remember their names. It was absolutely crazy. There was this girl that reminded me so much of you, and she was super bossy. So, but also
So she
there was
looked
another.
like me, or she had a similar accent. I did meet several people who were strangely like me. One who had the same hair, and then one who had a very similar accent, but both of them weren't anywhere near from where I was from. It was very confusing.
Yeah, I don't know. It was just it wasn't the accent, but she was. Oh boy, she was very much like you. And then there was a short dude that kind of reminded me of Foster, and I butted up with him. And let me tell you, that was a good time. Yeah, and Foster, I gotta tell you, bro, I picked him up and swung him around with his axe, and we took out like 4 skeletons. It was amazing.
Let's do that next time we see skeletons.
Definitely.
Yes. Well, I don't want to see any skeletons, but if we do, 100%.
Cool.
I mean,
Yeah, but I don't know. We went after some dude. We met some crazy people that didn't have souls, which I mean that's kind of a thing. But like I don't know. It was a wild adventure. I got this cool locket, and
what's it do?
Had a good time.
Does it have a picture in it?
I don't think it does. I couldn't get it open, but it's got the name on the back. I don't remember the guy's name. It was one of the Vistanis. But it helps me when I'm talking to Vistani. I can like lie to them really well, or I can understand more of what they're trying to say. Like it's a good locket, okay, but it's only for Vistani.
Oh. So I could have you do the talking to Lavash.
Fucking Lavash. Yeah, I could talk to Lavash.
That is the idea, Draven. That is the idea.
Listen, he disrespected me. Okay, he thought I was for sale, and you know. But I'll talk to him. I'll talk to him.
So you like doing the selling, but not the being bought part?
What are you talking about? What am I selling? I don't sell myself.
I was in the Viston, Madame Eva's camp in the same night you were there, remember? We both got drunk at the same time.
Yeah, but I wasn't selling myself. I was just getting around.
Uh-huh.
Is there
Okay.
really that much of a difference?
No.
Okay, well, we're not going to get into the semantics of this. Listen, it just
I mean, I'm not
at the end of the
upset,
day,
but
I was. Hey, listen, you're new. By the way, I'm Draven. Apparently everyone heard us talking. So, but
nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. I don't know what listen, there's so much going on right now. What are we doing? What are we doing? Because after waking up from that dream, I am so lost, and I'm just I guess it's not a fucking dream. It was a real thing. So
Yeah.
I don't even remember what we were doing.
I say we head back to town.
Like what we were doing, or what you were doing in the dream?
No,
dream.
I kind of remember the dream. I'm kind of hazy on the dream, but like we
I mean, you
saved
got a
old
lot
girl.
from it, so.
Well, yeah, that's true. Were we
So
going to? How close is Muth to me?
Not that far away because you were
Okay.
laying right next to Gurr and he was poking Gurr.
So I start to. We were going after the evil guy.
The devil
Are
himself.
we heading back
Yes.
to? Yeah, oh, I remember. We had the parade. We were going back. We were going to go talk to the what's he called? The Baroner.
The
The
Burgermeister. That's not for
Burgermeister.
another like day or two. That's not for
I don't
another
know.
day or two. We are dealing
Oh,
with the Martikovs and such right now. But yeah, I did learn some very valuable information from the people I was traveling with in whatever the other room was called. First of all, Strahd, dead. No adventurers to take him out. It was just the people of Valoki. Bray was grown. He came and like talked to us in the wagon. He there's like years and years ahead in the future. There was this random person named Esmeralda who is like the new queen instead of the devil himself. There was Felix was dating Arabelle. And little monster, he was off on his own in the mountains. He became like a legend of sorts and was basically protecting the lakes over by Mount Bertok. And there was just like Davian's wife never ended up dying, and their entire family was together. But the Blue Water End still ended up happening, and everything was different, and it was just really nice to see. I feel like there's a lot of death and a lot of families breaking up, and there's always something wrong on the horizon. And it was nice for a second to just have a moment where I got to see the people we knew happier.
Well, Matt.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's quite a few things that they told me. So one of the main things is I was able to get a map of Barovia. There was one particular lady, her name was Helena, and then also the Koga guy. They were both like werewolves, and they put on the map some places where the werewolf encampments are, and where we can find them on the maps. The ones who had been basically like convincing young orphan boys to come and join their ranks. The ones we kind of have to go and talk to and take care of eventually. So we have a map of that now. We let's see here. She also mentioned that eventually, sometime in the future, there was going to be about 21 days of sunlight that will presumably occur whenever we are able to defeat the devil himself, and that will be like a time limit to get everyone out of Barovia and out of Volaki and such, unless we can figure out a way around that. But I think I have an idea that I need to work on eventually. She said Madame Eva had told her that at a certain point, so I trust that. I don't know if any of you have heard something similar. There was also that Tobias guy. He mentioned that there was, you remember the tasks that we had to complete in order to like call all of the people in Barovia to come with us to battle against the devil?
I'm just gonna interject you.
Yes.
Draven, obviously, Strahd knows I'm here, so thank you, but you don't have to keep muting yourself. I appreciate it.
You said his name.
He knows I'm here, obviously. I just had a random
Trot. You said his name.
What are you doing?
Is this Strahd the devil that you guys are speaking of?
Hush and yes.
Yes.
Why do we not say their name?
So
are you
I
familiar
didn't
with
wanna-
with the spell scry?
I didn't want to say
That's
his name because according to the individual, the deity who raised me from the dead, was basically like, he doesn't know you're here. So I didn't like it being said around me because of scrying and stuff. But like, he knows I'm here now, so like, free reign, just go for it. I don't see a problem with it.
The concept
After-
is that if he is using scry and if he is listening in, and if you also say his name without the proper honorifics, then he'll get angry and come in like as all. So
What's the honorary Count Vaughn? Is that the?
do you really want me to say the whole thing out loud right now? We just talked about not
you
doing
can just
that.
you can just give me the prefix, and I can fill in the blank. I'm not an idiot.
Lord account is,
Okay.
I guess, would be appropriate. Count in my time is very old fashioned. Lord, it's more like
Okay.
up to date, I guess. Depends on you. What? No, not both. Just one or the other.
Just one. So, Lord Strahd or Count Strahd.
Yeah, I believe so. He's like several hundred years old, so I feel like he'd use the old one.
I just want to make sure that I address him properly.
Hopefully you'll never have to meet him. But yeah, I guess you probably should be caught up on the situation. We are trapped in a dimension by a vampire, an ancient one, several hundred years old, who is basically put here as a prison for crimes against humanity. Our souls are unable to leave unless brought out by a being powerful enough to open up the veil.
I'm sorry. I keep interjecting. It's a
Go for
common
it.
occurrence.
Come here. No,
Actually, never mind. I forgot. Y'all keep going.
Tank, come here.
As everyone was sitting here saying Strahd, Foster's gonna walk away, and I'm just gonna like leave a voicemail and be like, "Hey, buddy, I know you're sitting here watching us right now," and just kind of go off on like, yep, we're still on our way to you, so if you're gonna come try to kill us, I don't understand why you would have brought us here just to kill us. That feels. I felt like you would at least want a challenge, so. All right, love you. Kiss, kiss. Then I'm gonna walk away. Walk back. I will say that. I will 100% say that's a face palm right there.
Like a European symbol.
Brought to you by Gurr.
Yeah, that's definitely a face palm.
Oh my goodness. Okay. I forgot what I was in the middle of saying.
So
what do we have to
That
do
makes
here before
two
we
of
go
us.
home?
Cool. I think I was going through my notes on like all of the information that we got from these people. I don't remember where I left off. Hang on.
I think there's something about us checking out what the ravens are doing. I think there's something about the plants.
That's what we were doing here, but not necessarily information that we like received. And I feel like that's pretty important for us to know because it's a lot about our future. You know what else I wrote down in this fun little notebook of mine? Don't magic missile the devil out of spite. I underlined it and everything. Because apparently, if you do that, then all of the lucky burns.
Rest of the spells are good though, right?
Okay.
I'm kidding.
Okay.
That's a joke, Lorelai. That's a joke.
Okay, good. My gosh, I mean, wait, you need to stop making jokes that are too like in serious situations.
Yeah.
How am I supposed to know whether or not you're actually joking?
I forgot your new name, but I'm gonna the Beowulf twin. And I'm gonna be like, she's fun.
I can tell she seems to have quite the sense of humor.
Oh, yes. I learned a code word, Kazan. I don't know what it's for or who it goes with, but I've learned it.
That word is normally used in celebration. Like, huzzah, we have won.
Well, it's Kazan.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's for a door
sorry.
or something, right?
So should I should write that down?
You can write that down.
How do you spell it? Because it's one of those weird ones with the extra K's and the H's in places where they don't belong.
Well, if
Who's
I
gonna
was
say
spelling it, it would be Kazan.
Son.
But I am not a
I feel like there needs to be like an extra random X and a T somewhere in order for this to sound more Peruvian. They have weird letters that don't belong anywhere. Let's see here. Is a code word, presumably to a door.
Lorelai, I appreciate you keeping notes.
I mean, someone needs to.
So what are we doing now? Have we cleaned up the wine? Is there still more to drink? What are we doing now?
Are we putting ourselves post montage or pre montage?
Montage?
Doing the work.
I think we're post removing Druid.
Okay.
Yeah, that's we already did that and let's more of come in the last day I've been gone, which I highly doubt. We did get the Martikovs back here. They should be back in their house, right? Can we see any smoke coming from the chimney? Seti?
Yes, there is.
Let's go get our reward. I mean, let's go see if they're okay. And I'll wink at Draven.
Oh, yes, Draven. Here. I think you can find use for this, and I'm gonna give you the brush of color and texture.
Yeah, that's fair. Oh yeah, I'll
you,
give
Moot.
mine back to Foster because I don't know what to do with it.
It seems better in your hands, but whatever. I'm gonna pocket.
I don't know what to do with it.
I also have a flash bomb, I think, which I will also give to Draven.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Moot, I didn't get you anything.
I mean, you're here. That's enough. I've only been awake for like a week and a half, so forgive me for
Muth,
being
if you weren't so old, I'd kiss you.
Please do not. But
sneak attack.
I feel like you can flash bomb, and also maybe hide with a brush. And Laurel has the code word.
Yes.
and something about a Baba Saga being in a house with feet.
Baba
But that's
Yaga?
all.
That
Yeah,
was
that's
the lady that Gilligash mentioned when we were questioning her in the winery.
yeah. I think she has a moving house.
Um,
Oh yeah, I remember
like
hearing
on
that.
wheels. We have one of those. He's on wheels.
No,
It's beautiful.
no,
I made it.
feet.
It has feet on the house.
Well, legs, but yes, walking. Uh, and Moose
I
is
dislike
going
that as a
to
principle.
lift his robe to just his like bare pale legs and going to be walking around legs on a house. Is this any more clear of a presentation?
It's not that I don't understand the words you're saying, it's that I don't
Oh,
like the mental image that they brought up, and it confuses me on why someone would do that when they could just use wheels.
It's more of the words combination is what makes it so alarming.
Yes.
okay.
Like, is the
Um,
house a creature then? Or is it like not sentient and just the legs are? And if so, what control? I shouldn't think too deeply on this. We should move on.
We'll get there when we get there. The information
Yeah,
we have is good enough. We don't need questions.
then I have to ask her how the legs work.
Obi, you doing okay?
muted.
Muted.
As you guys are all doing your discussing and heading over towards making progress, I get myself up, do my little stretching bit, and realize we're in the middle of a field. Where did my bed go? I mean, this is still comfy, don't get me wrong, but I'm pretty sure I had a roof when this started.
I mean, you did like probably a day ago. Did you have a weird dream and then just now wake up in the field? Because it's been like a day,
No,
like a whole day.
I fell asleep and I woke up a couple times, but I never got up. I woke up, y'all here making lots of noise. Wouldn't let me go back to sleep. Sorry about the horse.
I mean, if I had a magical horse and someone woke me up at like 5 in the morning, I'd do the exact same thing. I didn't blame you.
Reaction, my bad.
Plus, if nothing else, I'm just happy to see you, frankly, because I didn't think I'd be getting back here at all.
My apologies, I didn't know any of you were gone.
That was a nasty poop he had, huh?
I wonder if we should have you checked out by some kind of physician, because there's no way the pooping for that long and then also this is normal.
Someone has
Even for
mayhem.
your
We'll figure
age.
it out.
You leave me and my bowels out of this.
I don't want to touch the subject at all, which is why I
I'm
said you should
pretty
bring me
sure
to
you
a
were just
physician.
speaking of my bowels.
Listen, you're in there for at least an hour.
You seem very hung up on my backside. You're
Anyway,
too young
I
for
want
me
to move
anyway.
on from it. I mentioned it one sentence and you're the one dragging it out. So quite frankly, between the two of us, I think you're showboating.
Obi, I got you something. I'm gonna hand you a scroll of spiritual weapon. It seems like you could use this better than I can.
Oh. More spiritual weapons. This could come in handy.
I think you could get more use out of it than I can. I think I'd only be able to get.
This is fair. This is fair. Okay.
Okay, I'd like to move on.
We have. Yeah. So much to do.
You, new lady, what's your name again?
Thea.
Yeah.
Pia?
Correct.
Okay. Pia.
Yes.
Can you put the spelling in the chat, Ellie?
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Is Fia about the same age as Beo? Like, are they twins or older,
Mhm.
younger?
Yeah,
Okay.
so you would she looks like she is almost an identical copy to Beowulf. The only thing that differs would be is that she does have a full-blown beard. It is very well kept. It kind of like comes down to the middle and then like meets in a braid. And then her eyes, instead of being like a bluish purplish hue, are more of a greenish hazel. But other than that, completely identical.
Cool.
How do I? Okay.
So you all are walking up to Martikov home.
Yeah.
There are. Sorry, I keep looking over at chat every once in a while. And what did you do, Draven? I mean, come on. So you guys walk up to walking up there, and you see the boys Vigo and Martin outside playing with their older sister, who is, she was close to 13. She was like 12 years old, Claudia. And they all three see you all six walking up there, and they just kind of look at you as if you came out of nowhere, because
That's fair.
you did. And Claudia just kind of turns her head sideways and goes, "Mom, they're back."
Hi, Claudia. Good to see you again.
Hi.
How long has it been since you've seen us?
Well, when we came up yesterday
Yesterday.
morning, none of you were here except for Obadiah. He was here, and he was sleeping in my bed, so my dad moved him down to camping in the field right there.
That would explain the trip outside.
Yeah.
Sorry for taking your bed.
It's okay. We just
Oh, wait,
wondered.
he was sleeping in your house and you moved him to the field?
It was my bed, and it was very strange that you all had left him here. Very strange that you'd left him here. And
Wasn't purposeful, but we'll talk to your parents about that.
yeah, they can explain it. And she kind of looks over at her brothers, and she's like, "They can explain it a lot better."
Probably. We need to talk to them anyway. Thank you for getting their attention. Go ahead and finish your game. We'll just walk inside and talk to them.
So a few moments later, you see Stefania and Dag come walking out along with the older brother, Adrian. Comes walking out, and you see Davian come walking from the actual barn area where the wagon is. He has a hammer in his hands that you can kind of see he has it tucked behind his back a little bit. Stefania comes out and she's like, "Okay, Dad, finish fixing the wagon. We'll go over here and talk."
Yeah, we have some catching up to do.
So you guys go up on the Verdania.
Verdania, so fancy. Oh my gosh. So a lot has happened.
Yes, a whole lot has happened.
Yeah. I hear that that Obadiah was just sleeping in Claudia's bed and you moved him to the field?
Yes. because he was the only one we recognized.
That's fair. He's got really old bones. He's delicate.
We made
I'm just-
sure that we made sure he was okay.
Okay, great.
He wouldn't wake up, so we were a little worried that.
Yeah, we're going to try and take him to
So,
a visitation because it's not the
I
first
don't
time that we
know
fight.
where
Yeah,
you
we've
all.
done that too.
I don't know where
We
you all
sleep a
went.
lot.
I don't know where you all have come from.
Mhm.
What I do know is that when we came up here yesterday morning to
Mhm.
check on everything, because you guys had left us down there. You came up here, and when we got up here, there were 4 people fighting. Adventurers, somewhat like yourselves, that were fighting with each other. There was one that was already dead.
I 4 people fighting and one. What?
There were 5 people total. One was
I
dead.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
4 of them still fighting. That they were clearly adventurers. There was a half elf. Um, there was an orc. There was a very dark-skinned elf, and then there was a humanoid. I say humanoid because they shape changed a couple different times. And they were all fighting with each other because, well, we were able to wrestle 2 of them down. The other 2 got away. And
Okay.
we held them captive and questioned them majority of the day, while also repairing the damages from them. That they, what we learned was that they all woke up in our house. They woke up in different rooms of the house, and in most of them in one of the beds in the house, and not knowing where they were, not recognizing each other. They said they didn't know each other. They started blaming each other, fighting with each other, wanted to know what they'd done with the rest of their groups.
That actually makes sense. Okay. So what I
Obadiah
had to
was
tell
the
you.
only one we recognized, and we didn't know if it was the Obadiah we recognized from the night before or not. But he had not
Okay.
done anything to us other than frighten us that he was laying in our daughter's bed sleeping. So we moved him to the field, gave him more blankets to keep him warm, put a water flask next to him with some rations, asked a few of the ravens to keep an eye on him to make sure that he was safe and he would not be eaten by wolves.
Okay.
And then this
Given the
morning, the
context,
2 people we'd taken captive were missing, vanished. The ropes on the ground, the chairs empty, they were gone. The
Okay.
body that we buried in the backyard was now a sunken grave that had collapsed.
I'd like to go investigate that.
can you wait a
Yeah,
second?
yeah. I'm just saying I would like to.
Okay, I'd appreciate that. So given that context, that home was basically under attack again by strangers.
Yes.
That makes a lot more sense, and I appreciate that, given you recognized Opie, you treated them with more kindness than the situation probably would account for. What I have to say will probably fill in some blanks for you, but to be quite frankly with you, we have very few answers in comparison to what I would like. Are you aware?
Lorelai,
Yes.
this is Barovia. If it made sense, we wouldn't be here. We'd be in some fairy tale fantasy land that makes sense.
Gosh, and we'd be all the better for it, wouldn't we?
Yes.
Are you aware of what a dimension is?
We're familiar with dimensions, realms.
Okay, fair enough. Because you have it is a common thing in Barovia where you have adventurers who come in from different places and then
Yes.
yeah, okay. So basically, a lot of us were pushed from one dimension into another one for about a day. I was in one, Muth and Foser were in one, Draven was in one, Obi was left, and Beowulf was replaced with her. So that lasted for about a day, and I thought it was going to be permanent in the same way that us coming from our own dimensions to Barovia was. And now we wake up in your field. And not too much longer after when we were taken out of your home because we were in the middle of, well, actually the tail end of taking care of the druids like I told you we were doing. And is okay, so my best guess would just be that whatever slots our souls have taken up, I suppose, in your Barovia were replaced with different people and then yanked back, and then we were put back mostly, except for her. And I know that doesn't make sense, but it's my best guess.
That makes about as much sense as anything. Honey, you have a beautiful beard.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Is what she is saying is true? Is this like a common occurrence in what do you call Barovia? Is that correct?
Yes, the kingdom of Barovia. There's a village Barovia too, and they're often mistaken, but this is the country of Barovia. Um,
Okay. Well,
as far as a
I
common occurrence, my father says he remembers this happening one other time many, many years ago, where adventurers vanished and were replaced by other adventurers. Um, but he said it's been a very, very long time ago. Um, that it was before,
is
it was a story that he was told himself.
is your father around? Would he, by chance, does he know? Hmm, how did the story end? What did the adventurers do?
Um, after a few days, they they poofed. They um, they switched back just like they had been before.
Oh, okay. So she like looks around to these individuals. Um, we just need to wait it out. There's nothing to worry about. We'll wait a couple days. We will go poof. Everything will return to normal. It's okay.
Sure. You'll find out in a few days, won't we? Um,
You are
okay, you mentioned that the other adventurers had caused some damages to your place. What kind of damages?
Um, holes in walls. There was a very very large hole in the floor. There was um,
Okay.
some burn marks where clearly somebody had used some type of magical stuff inside the walls. Charred marks. Yeah.
Okay. If you would, if I get a few minutes, I might be able to fix most of that pretty quickly because that making sure that the house was intact was part of the contract.
It is. It has been taken care of. We're not worried about that.
Okay. Fair enough.
We're glad that
Okay.
Obadiah finally has woken up.
As are we all.
I
We need our wizard.
we were under the assumption it was a magical sleep because you weren't waking. And again, somebody has cast magical silence upon you.
Sometimes the body just needs what it needs.
That makes
Sometimes that
sense.
happens to be a very long sleep.
I heard a fairy tale as a child about a man named Ripple Skinny something that slept for a very, very long time. So
Interesting. Okay. Um. Okay.
I was just in there cooking
So-
breakfast with my husband. Do you all want some breakfast before you get on your way?
Yes, please.
That
I think
would be wonderful
we owe
on
you
you.
for taking care of the druids and cleaning up the crow's poison. At the very least, we owe you for that. So we'll give you breakfast, and I will fetch the coin purses. That thankfully they woke up and started fighting with each other immediately, and didn't manage to rob us blind.
Oh, that's good.
Did they leave any gold?
You never know with some adventures.
Yes, they did leave some gold.
Can I have one bag?
We had
Sure.
said we talked over it with Davian.
Oh, okay.
We did need to speak to him before we headed out for the day. And then I had something in my notes. I needed to double check. Someone mentioned it. Sorry. We appreciate the breakfast. Yes, that'd be wonderful. Thank you, Stefania.
Yes. Come along. And Foster, I believe it is. Dag, honey, would you show Foster the wonderful ground where the dark-skinned elf was buried?
Oh, can I join?
Sure.
Yeah, please come.
The body's no longer there. It vanished.
I know, but I want to see if the grave has any sort of clues or I just want to investigate it.
No,
That's all.
that's fine. You're more than welcome to. And Muth, right?
Yeah, that's my name.
Yes, you're more than welcome to go around and check it out.
Awesome. Please
Cool.
lead the way.
I don't know the way.
If the other four of you, Lorelai, did you want to get my father, or do you want? I can have the kids get grandfather while we all go inside to finish cooking and preparing.
Yeah, that works. We could have the kids go and get him. He's way out in the field, and I don't know your fields at all.
Okay. Claudia, you can stop listening at the corner and go get your grandfather.
You got caught.
Yes, Mom.
Oh my goodness.
So you guys go inside and start preparing the rest of the meal, and short while later, Davian will walk in. But in the meantime, you two are taken around by Dag and shown where the ground is clearly a fresh sunken hole.
Yeah.
And you both can tell that mold earth was definitely cast.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna take a guess that they didn't they looked to see if the body was gone, but they didn't look to see if like anything was left. I'm just gonna kind of go on a wild guess here, but I also like to see if there's anything that I could use as information, pretty much.
Okay.
Or with my rock self, if there's any sort of clues into what kind of grave this is. Like, how did they, like, was it just mold earth, or was it like there was like a religious rite performed on it?
There definitely was not any type of right. You can tell immediately. There was no rights.
Awesome.
No, they didn't care.
Cool. I'll look over at Muth and I'll be like, nobody really put this body to rest. I've done it 100 million times. I can help you. I can help you take the lead on this one. If you don't mind.
No, it's a. Let me watch. And then
Okay.
next time I might. I'm gonna turn towards presumably where the headstone would be. Is there anything there?
No, they didn't even mark it. I mean, they literally just.
Great. Okay. I'm going to look around. I'm gonna look back to Foster. And say, as a former dead elf, they buried me fairly shallow, so I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't care and did the same.
Yeah. It doesn't seem as if they took to a proper burial. And I would know. I was one.
2 dead guys at a graveyard.
5 feet apart.
So glad I wasn't the only one who thought that.
You're not living. All right, yeah.
All right.
So let's do this thing. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get on my knees. I'm gonna start praying over the. I'm gonna say, "Oh, Veil Walker, please allow this body to cross over from once it was to where it shall remain, and the earth will remember." And I'll signal Muth to before I spoke the prayer to also kneel with me at the body.
Yeah. I will kneel, but I will not close my eyes this time. My eyes are just stuck open.
Cool. And I want to check, and then I'm gonna go get some breakfast. That's my plan.
Okay.
All right. So we are robbing a grave. If there's anything here.
Yes, there is.
Ooh, what's there?
Okay. So.
Am I gonna get it sent to me? Is it a secret? Is it a mustache?
Oh my god! Do you want it to be a secret? Because it was going to be a mustache.
Damn it!
You aren't the
Spoilers, man.
surprise.
Spoilers.
You do find there's a dagger
Ooh,
in the
okay.
grave, and there is a small pouch that has 10 gold, 5 silver.
Okay. Well,
And you know the dagger is definitely magical.
okay.
Ooh. Cool.
I'll hand the dagger to Muth as I climb out, and I'll be like, "You take this, and I'll take this, and I'll keep the gold."
Yeah, and I'm gonna say, look,
And
you
silver.
found your little bag of gold.
Yeah, I just need some. I got none.
You keep giving it away.
Well, this is gonna be given away too, pretty much. I'll tell you that right now. That was 10 gold, 5 silver. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. What's for breakfast?
There is most likely it's wolf. I mean, it was meat, but there are patties and there are links. There is scrambled eggs. And bread. You're pretty sure it's from yesterday.
Cool.
But
I'll make myself a little mixed sandwich and
That works.
Gather up as much fried meat as possible with some toast and maybe some beans if there's some beans around.
how would Draven feel about
they
the cooked
have
wolf?
beans left over from last night. There are beans.
Excellent.
There you go.
Beans
How would
on
Draven
toast.
feel about the cooked wolf?
Draven would not be partaking. He would be eating everything but the wolf.
I'm just eating whatever's closest because I don't want to reach that far.
Gosh.
Um,
You pronounce it how again? Fiat?
Fiat. Fia.
Yeah.
Fia.
No D?
The D
No.
is
Is
silent?
the D and the H is silent?
I tried to make it simple. Fia.
So we're not pronouncing the D.
No.
The D is
Oh.
silent.
Mm,
Okay.
correct.
Fia.
What's
Only
wrong
in
with
this.
me? Yes.
You hear Stefania get after the boys. Boys, stop staring. Davian goes, Fia.
Yes.
It is a beautiful beard. And
Thank you.
I am sorry my grandsons stare. They, one, they're not used to seeing a beautiful young lady with a beard. We do not
Thank you.
we get very few dwarves and even fewer female dwarves here in Barovia. And because the boys are not as well traveled as some of the older ones, or as myself, they've never seen a bearded dwarf.
That is completely okay, and I understand. We do not tend to venture far from our lands. If you guys have any questions, I'd be more than happy to answer them.
No. We do not have any questions, but I appreciate you offering.
Of course.
And you could tell the no, like as he turned towards his grandsons, it was one of those, no, you just stop moving your hand. You don't have any questions.
I'm gonna go ahead. I will send a message to the boys, so they're gonna hear this inside of their head. I'm gonna say, if you guys have questions, you can ask later, outside of your father's reach.
You immediately hear back in your head, holy, you can talk in our heads too?
I can. I'm surprised that you guys have the ability to talk back. So, is there any questions that you may have? I'm pretty sure your father can't hear us in here.
He's our grandfather.
Oh, your grandfather, excuse me. The lay
Make
of the
sure you
land.
take a bite and chew your food while you're talking in our heads, though. Otherwise, it becomes
course.
obvious. We've gotten caught many a times because we're not like, we forget that we're supposed to be doing other stuff while we're thinking, and we just sit there and stare at the person we're talking to. And it's
She
obvious.
starts cutting up the steak, like in proper pieces, and folds her napkin and puts it on her lap and stuff like that. As they're talking.
Like, do you like your beard?
I do. I'm very proud of my beard. I've been growing it from a very young age.
How young?
Well, probably around the age of 50.
50? That's like older than our mom and dad.
Well, you should know that dwarfs, we age a little differently than most races.
But you're short. You're as
true.
short as the rock guy.
I think I might have an inch or two on him, but that is the one area where dwarves lack. But trust me, we have very many other skills.
I heard that that dwarves can drink more than anyone else.
That is very true. If you ever see a dwarf in a tavern, never, and I repeat, never go against them in a drinking contest. You will win, or you will lose. I mean, sorry, words are mixed up in my brain. This is very hard to play this character. Sorry.
Bring him under the table in 5 seconds flat. Go for it.
Right. Sorry, my bad.
We're only allowed a little glass of wine at night, so we won't win any drinking contests anyway. I'm 8. I'm only allowed half a glass once in a while. Yeah, I can have half a glass every night, but I'm almost 10.
Wow. And she's gonna kind of reach underneath the table. She's gonna say, "Take this," and she hands over a little flask. It's quite small. It'd almost be like a shot. It's full metal and it has like the emblem of the Greywind crest on it. She says, "This is a mead from my land. Now, don't drink it all at once. Little sips, and who knows? Maybe you'll be able to go up against a dwarf one day."
Okay, thanks.
And hey, take a bite. They're looking at you. She takes a bite herself.
Yep. Yes, via encouraging underage drinking. It's a real thing. Anybody else want to have any conversations with the adults above table, not in your head? And when I say above table, I don't mean Tobias above table. Or Corveus above table, rather.
It's the same difference. I had 3 things. Hang on. I remember 2 of them. Caffeine is not working today. Davian, now that we have you here, I was hoping to be able to talk some business with you.
Business is good.
Wonderful. Awesome. So there's 3 main things I wanted to be able to talk to you about, 2 of which we could do here, and then 1 I wanted to have more of a private conversation with you. So of the 2, the one that is a little bit less business-like, are you aware of a Vistoni woman by the name of Madame Eva?
Yes, very aware of Madame Eva. We call
Wonderful.
her Madame Eva, but yeah.
Yes, it's this accent. Sorry.
Yes, that's fine.
So she gave us a prophecy a while ago to look to the Wizard of Wines, and there we would find in wood and sand an item of sorts that would help us in our journey. Are you They call you the Wizard of Wines. I am assuming you know generally what she might mean by this.
Yeah, I don't have a clue. We have sand. Okay, we have wood.
Okay.
And in fact, we have a barrel of sand that we use the sand to make the bottles. Every few weeks, we'll go down to Lake Baratok. We'll go to Lake Zervaklich. We'll, wherever. Sometimes we just go down to the Cold Creek. Just wherever we are, we'll gather up some sand and we use it to make the bottles. But I have a full barrel of it that we just got done topping it off. We never let it get empty. We just topped it off about 2 weeks ago, right before the druids showed up. You're more than welcome to go through the barrel if you want. Just please
Yes,
clean up the mess.
I do.
He
I
might
do.
want to.
I do. I do.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. You can go through. Dags, if you want to take him back there, grab an empty barrel, and he can empty the sand from one barrel to the other to sift through it. If he, I don't know how big of an item you're looking for, but you know, there's a scoop. You can scoop it out into the other barrel.
Cool.
To
That's
be
great.
fair, we're not entirely sure. Just something that doesn't belong in sand, I'm assuming.
We scoop out most of what doesn't belong.
You
You know what I
distinguish.
mean.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah, cats.
Oh, so yeah, Muth doesn't eat, so I guess you could go do that.
Dags
Besides
barely
that,
eats.
they're little still. I get it.
That's my
The
son-in-law.
second.
But yeah,
Hmm?
Dags.
Oh, Dag.
Dags
Sorry.
is my
Yep.
son-in-law. It's okay though.
It's fine. So the second order of business. One of the druids that we were able to take aside and ask them some pointed questions, mostly related to the eggs or the gems, as you call them. I'm not sure which word you used for them in particular. They forgot to have some official name I don't know about. Besides the point, we were able to figure out the general location of two of them. I know that you had mentioned on the road when we were first coming in that your son Erwin had gotten a hold or at least knew of the third one. So on the
You
way
hear
back to
Stefania go,
Velocity Road,
Dad.
is he
He's always denied that he took
incorrect?
it. Erwin has always denied that he took it. But gee,
Ah,
he vanishes, runs off with that woman, and oh, gee, the next day the gem vanishes. You tell me what happened.
that woman. Her name is
Yes.
Danica. She deserves some
Yes.
respect.
Well, I believe I
So
deserved a little respect too.
I'm sure we all do. Um, I don't have very much information on that. I have your word to go that he might have information, and if he doesn't, then that trail pretty much ends up dry. So the other
For
two,
the past 10 years, we've survived with two. If you guys can get back those two, we can negotiate payment.
we still have to negotiate payment for this last job, but we do need to negotiate dismissals still as well, correct? One of them is in the swamp with a hag by the name of Baba Yaga. And the other one is at a place called Yester Hill. Now, I am unfamiliar with a place called Yester Hill, and I'm going to pull out the map I had made on Wednesday night of Barovia and like slide it to him across the table.
Yep.
If you are aware of where that might be, maybe you could point it out to us and we'd have more of a lead on the second one. If not, I'm assuming maybe the Burgermeister might know someone who lives in the wilderness, maybe some kind of ranger.
Yeah,
We
I
could
know
find
exactly
someone.
where Yesterhill is.
Oh, good.
Right after I pull it up.
As Lorelai kind of slides the map to the middle of the table, it like catches her attention, and she kind of like straightens her posture and looks at it, almost taking mental notes.
Yesterhill isn't too far away from here. Right up here. We have to redo, Corbin, we got to redo your guys' map to make sure we have all the markings on it, but
Yeah.
Yeah, Yesterhill. So the winery is right here.
Okay.
Yesterhill is
Oh,
up there.
okay. Cool. I'll mess around with this wording real quick. Oof.
So you know it is Yester, as in Yester, Hill, Hill, Yester Hill.
Yeah, one word. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, there's that. And then I gotta put the winery.
What else you got?
Oh man, though, I am thinking.
I can actually copy one of the other maps to save a lot of time on that, and then you can just
That would
add.
be good. Oh my gosh, this map has like nothing on
I
here,
know. I just noticed that. I was like, wow, where'd that map even come from?
right?
There's
I wonder
nothing
if they
on.
have a map that has better, like less pixelation, maybe. I could try and look for one. Note to self, draws on whiteboard.
I actually found a map online last week before last, that is basically like a map of Barovia 100 years ago.
Oh
Oh,
dang!
Yeah,
that's
That's
cool.
I
awesome.
was like, this is
You
so
should share.
cool.
That's awesome.
Whoops.
Yeah, whoops, look at that.
That's all the
Yeah,
training
it's
talk,
old
It's
Jen.
way
timey
too big.
Barovia.
Yeah, way too big. The big old smiley
Mhm.
face right there.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Um,
Um, my ability to keep track of stuff is just going out the window. I was
that's
talking
okay.
about,
You were talking about Yester Hill,
um,
but you can
yes, we
think
were.
about it during break because it is 8
Okay.
o'clock. So we're gonna go ahead and take a quick break. 7.5 minutes exactly. Um, get you some water. I gotta refill my own water. Take a little walk real quick. Do whatever you gotta do. Stretch some legs. Walk around the block. Walk around your house. Don't go around the block. That'll take more than 7.5 minutes. And I
Why are
want
you
you
so
back, unless it's a small block. So anyway, stretch
Someone's
your
a fortune.
legs,
Thank
get
you.
some walk, and we'll see you back in 7.5 minutes, and we'll talk for a little bit, and then we'll get back to the game, okay? So be
Cool.
right back.
See ya.
Cool beans.
See you 7.5.
And we are back. It took a little bit more than 7.5 minutes because I had to go talk to my wife for a minute. And it was me
You
talking.
walk around
so
the block.
I did walk around the block. That's what took so long.
The missing piece, remember?
I thought we determined no around the block.
I know,
Yeah,
but I
The
had to go
block
see
is too
Jenny.
big.
Mm.
Oh.
Jenny from McConnell.
Nah, she from the block, yo.
Jenny from block. Why aren't you on camera, Foster? What's going on?
I'm outside.
You're outside.
He's actually walking around.
He's
the block.
walking around the block. Yep.
Oh, that makes sense.
Walking around the block, you see. Well, actually, we don't see because there's no camera on. Hold on.
Oh my goodness.
What time do you need to leave, Loki?
In about an hour. 10:30.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I'm about there too.
I agree with that.
I'm actually in agreement with that too because I have work tomorrow.
So in about an hour.
It works.
Hour 15.
Hour and 15 minutes.
Yep.
I'm here.
Let's go.
And then we can continue things in ICC. It works.
Yeah,
Okay.
as always.
Because
Yeah.
I do like playing with you guys, but I also
Every other week, man, we gotta do something.
I know. We gotta get our fill.
All right, let's move on. Where we going? What we doing? Let's do something besides talk, please.
Yeah, she wanted to talk to. Well,
I'm gonna talk some
you
more.
mean talk in character, right? You mean you want to talk in character?
I want to dig through a barrel of sand.
Okay. Give me the investigation roll.
You got it, Marty. Oh no, it's a flat roll. 19.
Okay. Come here.
Oh,
Bring me
man.
that grape. Tank. Bring me that grape. Come here.
Drop
Drop
it, take.
Dogs do not eat the
Drop
grapes.
it.
Yeah, grapes are not
Drop
good for
it.
us. You need to get him blueberries.
Drop it.
While you're eating your grapes, he can have blueberries.
You eat it.
Yes.
You ate it. That
Mm-hmm.
was bad.
It is gone.
Yep. Thankfully, he's a big boy, and it was. Oh, it wasn't. No, that. Good boy. Walk away. He had it under the tongue. I don't know where he hit it, but he hit it somewhere. And then he started walking away. He got to the door and he turned and looked at me. And then he just spit it out by the door.
There.
So.
I dare you to eat it.
I
dare you to eat the pink grape.
Oh, okay. What are we, 5?
No, we're 12.
Oh, we're 12.
Oh, okay. Well,
We get over this.
I'm not eating that grape.
What if I
Unless it's
double
some-
dog dare you?
It might get
No, I'm
washed.
gonna ask
Then it
for
might
fire.
get washed off and sanitized,
Hey,
and then.
hey,
washed
Seti,
off
you see
again.
that deviled egg on the windowsill over there? I bet you it's still good.
Probably is.
What does a 19 investigation get me
Come
digging
on.
through the barrel of sand?
After a while, it gets you the tome of Strahd von Zarevich. And I'm going to be working on that this weekend because somebody else found it last night. So I will be sending it to you. It has lots of good stuff in it. Lots of good stuff. And a lot of stuff that nobody cares about. But you know.
Yes.
Carl put me on to the book I Am Strahd. I've been listening to it. 'Cause I'm an addict.
I've thought about listening to it.
He made it sound really good, and it kind of is, but right now it's just mostly characters talking to each other.
As somebody who is handwriting the Tome of Strahd
What?
in
Why?
ink on
Why?
parchment, as a
Like
physical
extra.
prop for my players.
That's so long.
It's not that long.
No, the one that they
I'm
give you,
dedicated.
the printout that they give you, is basically only 2 pages of script.
Oh, that's it? Oh, okay.
But
Like the book I'm reading is basically what would be in that tome.
Wait. What's that hilt?
Wait, can I
It's a sun
see it? I
sword.
missed that.
This is
That's
gonna be the sun
cool.
sword. It
Oh,
still needs to be
cool!
painted. And then I've got
I'm gonna
my.
I
need
kind
one
of
of those.
imagined it being
Hey,
bigger,
let's
like
stop
Cloud's
talking.
sword.
I want to stop talking.
Oh,
Now
neat.
who's 5 now, Steady?
Some of us have to make props. Others of us have the real thing.
Don't play in person.
It's not that long.
Oh?
I played this with this.
Yeah, and I don't play in person. You do. So, okay.
Oh my gosh, if we played in person, I'd be making so many things.
Dude, I'd be goblin mode activated right up in your business.
Probably.
I don't think that
I
means
wouldn't
what
blame you.
anybody else thinks it means. Okay.
I just want
What
to
was
get
the
a
other-
double. There I am.
What's the other question, Lorelai?
She wanted to take Davian off to the side and talk about his relationship with his grandchildren, which we could do in the ICC if we wanted to skip things, or we could do now because they seemed kind of anxious to move on.
How about we have the grandchild conversation, ICC?
Sounds good. That'll give me more time to think about it.
Okay. Alrighty. With that being said, would you guys be, well, let's talk about payment. He's willing to give you all 25 gold each for the work that you did.
Nice.
Sir, I did not. I was not a part of the party. I still am not sure really what I'm doing here yet. If you want to keep this coin or distribute it to the others, you're more than welcome to do so.
Am I to believe that she's your sister?
I don't know why you keep calling her my sister, but
Am I to
if you
believe
would
that
like
you're
to,
in the same, that you're from the same house?
In name only.
correct. If you will
I'll-
take my word.
I'll hold on to it for you, and I'll give it to her when I see Bayo next.
Thank you. And I'll hand over the coin to Foster.
50-50 chance that Bayo gets that back. Just let you know. For the table.
Bayo's not gonna get that coin. We both
Yeah,
Probably
you're both
not.
are gonna forget, and it's just gonna be we're out 25.
Yeah.
Or it gets
He
given
fully
away to
intends
on
somebody
giving-
else?
Yeah.
He fully intends on giving it to you back this moment, though. Just let you know.
I do not
Okay, good. I said-
expect. I do not expect you to run off to Yester Hill and get the gem immediately. I do not expect you to run to the swamp and get the gem immediately.
We have some things to take care of him for Lucky first, but we have the full oh, look around. We have the full intention of trying to help out where we can, and that seems like a prudent place to start.
Seniority
Plus,
is
we have a
priority.
bad run-in with hags before, and I don't particularly like the idea of leaving more to run around.
True.
Okay, that works.
Seniority is priority.
Yeah, basically. But they do have the festival coming up, so we do need to get the at least someone back to the Burgermeister so he doesn't fire us.
Very well.
We did notice that you had some stores. Is there some that you would like us to take with us since we're going back to Overlucky anyway?
No, I will have my boys go ahead and run it down there.
All right.
But I appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, Pinecone Head.
I like our Hellfire shirt.
She giggled.
What do you say you bring back the gems and I will pay you 100 gold per gem that you can get back for me?
Seems
How much
reasonable.
are these gems worth?
They are worth the fertility of an entire field. Put that into whatever gold pieces you feel like.
At
And
least
that's-
12.
And that's worth only
Yeah.
100 gold to you, sir.
No, that's how much I can afford to pay. There's a huge difference between what it's worth and what I can pay.
Fair enough. 100 gold as well.
We'll do what we can in the time that we are allotted.
Pretty much. Anyway, are most of us done with breakfast?
Can I give them all a hug? I'm going to give them all a good Midwest goodbye.
Then we're gonna be here another 2 days.
Pretty much.
I think this classifies as the Midwest goodbye.
Well, time to get
Yep,
going.
yep.
Yeah,
yep,
well.
it's well,
It's getting late.
I'll take the casserole. I got a casserole, definitely, of whatever they made.
Oh,
I'll add
yeah, you
casserole
have
to my
to
inventory.
return the dish like later, and it's gonna be yeah.
So, actually, one more question for you since we're here. Just putting some dots together. There had been some ravens that were trapped in here that one of the druids was under the assumption was a were raven, maybe multiple of them. She mentioned that there were some keepers of the feather that were like a gang around here, and that we should go to them for some information about getting back home. Besides that, one of your kin had mentioned sending the ravens to watch over Obadiah while he was in the field. Are you aware of the keepers of the feather and where we could talk to them? Of everyone we've talked to so far, the lucky are the ones who have been closely related to ravens, from what we can tell. They were even in your field earlier. And specifically kept out of your winery. All those things put together is strong correlation.
What I know of the were ravens, of the keepers of the feather, is that they are also keepers of secrets. They do not share lightly any of their business.
I imagine not. It's a dangerous world for it.
So, if I did know anything, I'm sure I would have been sworn to secrecy.
I'd expect nothing less. Except towards those who are already in the aforementioned business.
Correct. Everything I know is that if the keepers of the feather want to talk to you, they'll find you.
But not the other way around.
That's what I've heard.
Understood. Okay. I think that's all the questions we had for you then. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
And look forward to doing business with you again.
Yes.
I guess we'll start. Yeah. I guess we'll go get the wagon from outside, load up, and head back to Balaki.
Okay.
Loading up the wagon.
So, question for the group. As you guys are heading back to Valaki. Oh, good. I like this map even better because then, look, it's not the little bouncing dot is not freaking huge. So you guys are here, right? And you're leaving out of the winery and you're headed back. Now, when you get to this point right here, I know you said you're going to Valaki. Okay, I'd like to point out a few things and then ask you if you still want to go to Valaki. As you were leaving, you said you were going to Valaki, so we're not going to Yester Hill, which is up here. But at this point, if you cross this bridge and go this way, there is Kresk, which none of you have been to Kresk.
What's bridge?
If you go south,
Oh, up there.
and then, ooh, whoa,
It's way clearer, huh?
no, there's.
Oh, Valaki's over here, apparently. They moved it.
Oh.
They also how new or old is this map? Because Argonost, the road to Argonost went like. Where'd Argonost go?
Oh.
It says it was
Got-
posted 4 years ago, so it might. I don't. It's just
It
the
got
one that I
lost in
found.
the planar shift.
It did.
It no longer.
Argonost
It
is
got
right
heated up.
here.
It got
Maybe we should make a
swallowed.
room. It is gone.
Huh. Huh.
Never to be
I
seen
can
again.
make this work. Yeah.
Wait. Just realized that's our.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks. If you go south, you can go to Argonost.
Okay.
If you go south and north, there's Valaki over here. Okay. If you go south, north, south, there's the swamp. If you go north, like from right here, just go up here and go north, there is, and you can see it right here. You can see it so much clearer. And I don't mean clear as in the map. I mean, it's the fact that the other map, it's moved a little bit. But from right here, you can see the tower right there, which, Muth, you know that there is you knew there was a tower there, Muth. Okay? And if any of you had heard anything about a tower in your group escapades, whatever, being right here, you could go north right there to check out this tower, and then go to Valaki. You could go north, south, east to Valaki. You have lots of different choices.
Did you just say north-south?
Yeah,
North,
because
south.
you're gonna go
North,
north.
south.
You're gonna go north, then south. But you're
I
going
see.
east the whole time.
First you go northwest, then you go north-south.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're going all kinds of different.
Northeast for part of it and southeast for part of it.
Yeah.
They said west.
Are you guys all just gonna go straight to Valaki?
Would there be a reason to stop anywhere else?
Didn't we say we were interested in the the lighthouse?
There was an interest in the lighthouse when we were coming into. I can't
I thought
think
there
of
was a
it.
wizard tower over here too.
Where we
There
are
is.
now.
That's the same thing.
I remember.
Oh,
I get.
Raven,
Yeah.
Muth, and I think Bayo saw something when we were coming in, but we decided to
I vote for checking that out. If Draven
stick to
saw
the
it.
straighter.
I mean, I'm down for it if y'all are. I'm
down.
driving. Y'all just tell me where to go.
Well, if
Okay.
you're driving, you just take us where
Technically,
you
we're
want. We're
driving.
passengers.
I guess Foster would be up there, so he'd probably be like, "We should probably go check that out."
I mean, it's kind of on the way. It's more on the
Yeah.
way. I mean, when you guys go, this way, once you get to this point right here, it is longer for you to go this way to go to Valaki than to go this way.
That's
So
like a shortcut.
It is on the way, sort of.
Okay. Yeah.
Votes?
Okay, yeah, we'll swing in there.
We got 6 of us. Votes, yes.
I'm-
Got 3,
I'm here.
4.
I was in the middle of looking up how to spell Argenhost, so I missed a good portion of that.
Argenhost.
What are we
Argenvost.
What's your tower?
Yeah, I already fixed it. I'm just, yeah.
You're also in the back of the wagon, so you don't get a vote. They're
Cool.
going to the tower.
I'm cool with that.
Cool.
Why?
You don't get a vote.
You get a vote.
Got-
We're going to Valaki. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
Yeah, the Valaki. Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
It's just like that last time where I was also in the back of the wagon, then hopped out to us fighting hags.
Look, it happens.
You're welcome.
Right?
Yeah. It happened.
As the wagon comes to a complete stop, you come to a cold mountain lake enclosed by misty woods and rocky bluffs. Thick fog creeps across the dark, still waters. The trail ends at a grass-covered causeway that stretches 100 yards across the lake to a flat, marshy island with a stone tower on it. The tower is very old and decrepit, with collapsing scaffolds clinging to one side where a large gash has split the wall. Time-worn griffin statues, their wings and flanks covered with moss, perch atop the buttresses that support the walls. Parked near the base of the tower within the side of the entrance is a barrel-topped wagon, splattered with mud. So as you get closer to the actual tower and wagon, as you get closer, you can see that the wagon actually has a pretty fresh coat of purple paint on it and some fancy gold trim on them wheels. Brass lanterns hang from each corner, and red drapes cover a tombstone-shaped window on the side of it. You can see there is a door on the back of it. It looks very similar to several Vistani wagons that you saw, very, very similar to Madame Eva's wagon herself. And you see a padlock on that back door, and there's a cheap wooden sign that clearly states "Keep Out" on the sign, on the door itself.
Cool.
No horses, the tower, and the wagon.
Do I catch a whiff of anything?
Mold, mildew.
We don't know anything about this tower, do we? Like who it belongs to or what it's there for?
No.
No.
Not a single gosh dang thing. Cool. That's my favorite thing. Not having any info.
Actually, I think in the dream I was told something about a guy being in a tower.
Like a princess?
No, like some
Wizard.
an ally of some kind.
Yeah, yeah.
So there might be an ally who's trapped in this tower.
That's what the dream said.
Okay. Did they tell you like the name of the ally? Maybe we could just well,
Some other famous wizard.
It was
I
a
don't know.
dream. I don't remember a lot of it.
clearly not. I have plans from one of the people I met. He has a necklace from one of the people he met.
They
I
have
know
I
paint.
don't-
They have paint droppers.
You have paint brushes you brought with you. That doesn't just come out of nowhere.
I'm just a leaf in the wind. You know this, Lorelei. You plan, I just go with it. I go with my
Why don't
And
Why
we
don't
all
we
watch
just-
how you soar.
Why don't we just go up to
I'm
the
still
door
here.
and
Mhm.
we can introduce ourselves. they'll introduce themselves, and
You
then we'll
know,
know
I
who
like
they
that
are.
plan. I like that plan.
Okay.
Well, clearly
Lorelai,
there's no one in this
would-
wagon, whoever parked it here. Perhaps they're inside too.
It's a
Lorelai,
stone. It's a
would you
stone
like to
tower.
knock on the door?
It's
You
a
said
what?
stone tower. It's a stone tower.
There's a stone tower, and then there's the
How tall does it look?
good 40. I mean, it's 4 stories high, so it's a good
Oh, okay.
45, 50 feet high.
It's tall.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Miss
Oh,
Lorelai, why don't you
I'm sorry,
go up
80
and knock
feet.
on the door?
It's 80 feet
80.
tall.
80 feet tall.
You know, at the
Oh,
very.
decent height.
Or at least 5 stories tall. At least.
Yeah, it's tall.
Six.
I don't care
I
to go
just-
introduce myself.
You can to whoever lives here, I guess. I
If we
just
don't introduce ourselves, then we are trespassing. It
I know
obviously
I
says
get
on the
that.
door,
I'm
do
just
not
hoping
enter.
this won't take too much more time because we do have the festival coming up, and I worry about the boys being alone that long.
I
Well,
thought
let's
you
go.
said it was in a few days.
It is.
Then there's no
I think-
rush.
I think it's in one, right?
It was in a few days.
It was.
Oh, no.
I think it's only
Like tonight.
been one. So honestly, Corbin doesn't remember if it's in 1 day or 2 day by now because it's been a really long time since we played.
I think it was 2 days, so
Split
it
the
would be like
difference,
1 day
like
So
now.
it's
1.5.
tomorrow,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, perhaps.
Okay, so
This will-
let's not spend a lot of time here, right? Let's go knock on the door, and I start
Yeah, we said
moving
that.
that way.
That before.
Okay.
Okay.
As you walk towards the door, that's dude, I love that picture, Draven.
I did a little quick Google, found it, thought it would be appropriate for all of us to see.
Yeah.
Google.
Speaking
Where?
of appropriate,
What?
Picture.
What the? Oh,
that
I see.
Oh.
as
That's
you
cool.
approach the front door, okay, and I put this up so that
Oh.
people in Twitch can see too.
Cool.
As you approach the door, you immediately notice there is no door handle. There
That's
are
so
no
small.
door hinges.
Okay.
There is a door knocker.
Yes, there is a door knocker. And there's that sign above it. Above the door knocker, there's a sign that has 2, 4, 6, 8. Are there 8 symbols on it? 3, 6, 7, yeah, 8 symbols. Okay. Above the door, all of you give me a perception as you're kind of standing around this door.
I went from a nat 20 to an 13.
That's
Nat one.
nat one. Nat
Is that
one.
Wait,
six?
2 1s?
Two nat
It's
ones.
14.
14. Draven?
Yeah. Oh, add it to the count.
Another nat 1.
3?
Oh,
3
okay.
nat
3
1s.
nat one?
18.
Not bad.
I hope it's not an
So,
omen.
so Obi summons another horse and it runs through all 3 of them. And then
Obi, what'd you get?
18.
Thank you. Obadiah, 2 things.
Thank you.
1, there's a name written above the door frame. And I need you to give me a history check on it.
I need to start highlighting this stuff.
28.
The name is Kazan.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. You wrote that down.
Khazan. And you've heard of that wizard's name before. The last you heard, he became a lich.
Oh.
Okay.
Like a cool dude.
Did they say don't go to the tower? I can't remember.
You also
Hey.
Who would say that?
notice that the door is magically locked. And give me an Arcana.
Who? Everyone?
Trained or someone had not.
The only guy who knows who noticed anything.
Oh yeah,
right,
you're right.
no.
You're right.
16.
Okay.
16.
16.
You are pretty sure that if you fail to successfully unlock this door the third time, the entire tower will collapse and there will be a whole lot of electrical damage to everyone around it. It's also trapped. If you fail, you're going to get shocked. But if you fail the third time you fail, it goes kaboom and everybody gets shocked. So what do you guys want to do? And Obi, how do you stop those 3 nat 1s from knocking on the door like idiots?
Did someone say Kazan earlier?
Yes, I did. I said Kazan.
What the hell was that? It's written on the door here.
I was just told about a Kazan, or maybe it being a code word for something. I do not know. Do
That's the word we were
you?
told.
Do you know about Kazan?
I know I've heard the name. I've read it a few times.
Isaiah, puzzle maker of some kind?
Is
Sound quite right. But it could have been.
Are these symbols or letters that, like the little, like the
You do not
circular
recognize
thing?
them as any language you know.
Okay. I'm gonna go up close enough. I'm not gonna touch the door, but I am gonna go ahead and cast Comprehend Languages.
How close do
To
you
try.
get?
Uh-oh.
Probably like 5 feet away.
Oh,
You notice it doesn't work.
Oh.
Obi,
Mm-hmm.
does this door, does it get set off by touch, or do you have any insight into what would trigger this?
Let me take a look here. We're gonna do some investigation.
What's
And
the
that-
diameter of this? It's a large tower, so it's
Yeah.
probably okay. Can I walk around it? Am I
Yes,
able
you
to
can
like
walk
get
around it. You can walk around it.
Okay.
Can I notice anything from the outside, like any sort of like of the layout or anything?
It appears to
I am
be
made of
that there's
stone.
actually only 4 stories, that each one seems to be a good 15, 20
20 feet
foot
tall.
story.
Okay.
Because you're stone, give me a perception and I'll tell you some stuff about the stonework.
8.
It's stone. It's
Pretty much, yeah.
yeah.
That was with advantage, right?
Yeah. You know that it's a pretty thick stone wall.
Okay.
You know that you can clearly see the windows, and that each one looks to be about a 3-foot tall window. It looks like
Okay.
there may be a foot thick window, maybe. You know, like the
Thick?
window itself is, a foot deep.
wide.
Yeah. Not
How thick does it
depth.
look? The rock itself? Like the depth of the yeah.
I see what you're trying to do here. The window slits are 6 inches wide. The windows are 3 feet tall. The windows are 1 foot thick.
Okay. But they're thicker than the wall. You said it's 6 inches thick,
Yeah.
the wall itself?
Yeah.
Okay. Does anybody have any idea how to open this door? Does anybody else have any plans?
Yeah, I tried to
Because I'll
read
get
the
us in.
symbol, but I
I'll get us
couldn't
in, but it's going to
decipher.
cost me a 4th level spell, I believe.
What is
It'll
your plan? What are you planning to do?
I'd like to cast. I would stone shape work here. You said it is made of stone. Stone shape. It says you touch a stone object of medium size or smaller. So I would touch like a rock right there, and it would open up into, and I can basically form it in any shape I'd like. You touch a stone object of medium size or smaller, or section of stone no more than 5 feet in a dimension, and form it any shape you'd like. 5 feet
So
thick.
check it out. This is
and
what
I
we're
can
gonna
make
do.
a
You can
passage.
you can stop. You can stop. As you get ready to cast your stone shape on the wall,
Yeah.
Obi tries to warn you, but he's not quick enough to warn you that trying to gain access or entry will be considered tripping the trap.
Okay.
Luckily for you, you go up there, touch that stone, and your magic is not working. So you are not able to cast the spell that would set the trap.
Okay.
Bonioso. Now, I'm going to do my investigation roll.
Okay.
And I'm going to start looking around this room a bit.
The reason I'm asking Obi is because I have Identify, so I'm wondering if I touch it and cast Identify.
I'm going to say you probably shouldn't touch anything just yet. If this thing's going to shock you, do you really want to just get electrified for the hell of it?
If it gets us in.
I highly doubt you just identifying is going to get you in.
It might tell us how.
Well,
If he
let's
fails,
look
he'll have
around
never
and
felt
see
more
what we
alone.
find first, and we can use that as a backup plan.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
gonna
see
take
that
Max.
Identify, because I have an idea that, well, I don't have an idea, but
23
23 on your Identify. What are you looking
on my
for?
investigation.
On your investigation. What are you looking for exactly, Obi?
I'm looking for anything that's going to match up with these odd symbols around the center of this door.
They're not of any language. I tried to
I know,
cast
but I'm looking for
comprehend.
something in the room that might somehow relate them.
Obi, you know that as you're looking at these odd symbols, you know that a good 45, 50 years ago, you probably could have gotten into those positions. And there's no way you could now. That's the first thing that comes to mind. Okay? The next thing that comes to mind is that
It's the Kama Sutra.
is that there's an anti-magic field that goes out 5 feet all the way around.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. And you see that this anti-magic field also goes all the way up. It's possible it doesn't go under. You might be able to dig your way in. But as you look up, the rest of you are probably staring at the old man, because he's finally fucking doing something that you guys. He's finally being fucking useful. Is what I'm sure goes through at least a couple of people's. I mean, he has helped you guys in combat, but when it comes to like as a group, he is like taking the charge in this. He is like leading the charge in this magical tower and everything.
He was taking his shit. Now he is the shit.
No, yes,
bro.
yes. Did you hear about that, Prizzle? That we put you in the outhouse at the winery and you just stayed in there. That one episode that you missed, you just you were in the shitter.
Yeah.
That's
The
where all
entire
the poop
time.
jokes come.
Yeah.
Bao's just like, he's pooping, and I'm just like, okay, that's canon now.
I
I
want
had some
to
interesting
smack.
food from the inn.
I want to like brotherly smack Draven on the back and kind of like lean over and say, "Hey, if combat breaks out, I think you should go first. And you have advantage on your next initiative roll."
Okay.
Hey.
Obi, you
Yeah.
you can. Oh, as Obi was looking up and everything, the rest of you were looking up, and Foster, you looked up too, and that's when you see the hole again in the side of the building.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
you see that easily either you or maybe that girl Fiat,
Yeah.
one of you
Yeah.
could probably fit through that opening.
Hey, strongman, Draven, come here.
It's pretty
How
high up
tall
there.
up is
but,
this? How tall up there is it?
let me see what level that is. I think that's the third floor that it's on.
60.
Oh, that's 60.
The lowest window. Yeah.
I thought we were looking
The
for the hole in the.
third story?
Nope,
Is there a window in
it's
the first floor?
um
Yep, 100%.
no.
Jug it.
Nice try. Yeah, it's on the third, so it's about 60 feet up.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm.
Less than 60 feet.
Between 40 and 60 feet up, we'll call it 50 feet.
Yeah. Cool. Cool. Am I?
You
Go
didn't
ahead.
see anything that, and as you're looking at it with them and you're like they're starting to talk about it and everything, you did not see anything, Obi, that looked like a ward or protection that would prevent a grappling hook from going up into that opening.
One more time.
You didn't see any type of a ward or any type of a protective barrier or alarm or anything that would prevent a grappling hook from going up into that opening that's in the side 50 feet up. Because you see them like getting out rope and grappling hook and everything else, and you look up and you're starting to catch on. You're starting to smell what they're stepping in. That they're thinking about throwing a grappling hook up there possibly, or throwing one of them up there, one or the other. It definitely bypasses you being able to magically unlock anything, but it does get you in the building also.
As they're thinking, I'm going to look at I don't know what you call it, the symbols. And starting at the beginning of it, I'm going to kind of follow, how it's like a sequence. I'm going to start with the first one, kind of put
Which
my
side?
body in position. I think it's the one in
Roughly
the
10 o'clock.
Because there's two ending strings.
yes, the one around the 10 o'clock, yes.
Okay.
And then I'll go down to like where 6 would be, and then
You're gonna follow that path.
I'm gonna follow the path until it goes to where.
Well then,
probably like.
Allie, why don't you follow the path and show me how you follow the path?
Oh no.
Oh no, Allie,
What?
Allie, Dance monkey dance.
That's adorable. But no.
Yeah. Yeah. Off to the side. What is that?
Here, why don't you
Down
can you
one.
back up a little bit so you can see your hands?
Oh
Oh,
no,
oh,
we've already
oh! I see what
begun.
it is. I see what it
Yeah.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
Is
So
this
like,
Dance
it's
Dance
like
Revolution?
so it's
like
like
the yeah, like yeah, it's only the arms that are moving. I just did them all. I don't know if that's the beginning of the sequence or if I just did it backward and I'm gonna electrocute it, but we'll find out.
We'll find out.
And Obi, as you're standing there and you look over and you see this young lady, this young dwarf, moving like this, and then you see the rock start doing it too. And Muth, did you join in too? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, but I was doing it with my head, not with arms. So I
Oh,
was
okay.
going,
And where were you at?
I don't know, probably 10 feet behind you, so 15
Okay,
foot away from the door.
cool.
Okay.
Did everybody else come up to the door with me?
Macarena.
if I would
I'm
have
trying to
known
figure out who stepped in the bubble.
if I would have known that that was the if you would have told me that that was it, I have an 18 insight. I figured I would have walked into it, especially since my other thing didn't work.
Possibly.
I was up there looking at it because I was considering touching it. So
I mean,
I'm writing it in my notebook and trying to assign each different one a cipher and then put it in different orders.
yeah, I think
That's where my brain was going.
we
Mhm.
have 3 attempts though, so it's okay.
That's why I was asking who was getting close, because a couple of us were
I
planning it
mean,
out.
I'm like 5 feet next to it because I was trying to read,
Okay.
like comprehend. Like
I
I'm
do not
very
attempt until I am sure, and it will take a very long time until
All
I
right.
am sure.
And above table,
yeah, and then
where
I'm just
did you
like dancing
start?
next to it.
Because you were
I
close enough, I think, to trigger. Yeah?
what?
I would have been close to you. Yeah, I would have stepped within the 5. I would have stepped
Okay.
in the 5 feet. If I would have known that that was it, I would have definitely like gone up and given it an attempt. I feel
So
impulsive enough
everybody
to
just
do it.
starts
So.
dancing with me. We're all like,
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I'd jump up there with you. I'm
So
not
how
gonna let
does
you
that
do that
work,
alone.
Weston?
thank you.
Yeah.
You
You want?
you do hear like the locking mechanism disengage.
I'm gonna reach forward and just no. I'm not gonna reach forward. I'm gonna give it a telekinetic shove and try to push it open.
And the door pushes open.
Okay. I haven't moved like that in a while, but I guess I still have it. Walk through the door.
I've been in the middle of like writing in my notebook, and I hear the door creak. I'm like, "What did you do?
As you walk
I didn't
into
even
the
finish the cipher yet. What did you do?"
It's called dancing. You wouldn't know what it is. And she walks in.
You started dancing. I just followed along.
Dancing.
Where you move your body in rhythm to something. Yes.
Yeah.
I know how
you
to
have
dance.
somatic. You have verbal components. You have somatic components. I mean,
See, he knows. Have you
I
never
was a
danced
lady in
before?
the court of Chamlenor. I know what dancing is. That
this is the groove component.
Can I see inside the
Yeah.
tower? Like, is it light in there, or my dark vision? Can I see in there?
well, 5 feet in, there's a curtain, and then when you move the curtain out of the way, um, there's all kinds of empty crates. There's rotted wood. There is all type of scaffolding that has clearly fallen from above, and as you look up, you can see the scaffolding towards the one end of the room. There is a 5 foot cage that doesn't have a door on it, and there are clay statues standing around it with chains. Lorelei, give me.
Mhm.
Do you use intelligence or wisdom as an artificer?
Intelligence as artificer. I rolled a 5, so whatever it is probably not great.
Okay. So you're looking at this, Lorelei, and you're seeing that the chains go up
9.
into the ceilings. The chains are attached to the cage. These clay figures are holding the chains. It doesn't make sense at all. You don't see what the purpose is of the chains and the mechanism, and as you're looking around,
That's really sad as an artificer.
yeah. There's a small box inside the cage that, by the way, I modified this, Xander, just so you know, on purpose. There's a small box inside the cage that has a stick with like there's slots that you would move the stick in, and the slots
Gears.
are crudely numbered that says 1, 2, 3, 4, and in the center there's an N. And that's where the stick currently is in at the N.
Can I examine the clay figures to see whether or not they move or do anything mechanical?
Yes, you can.
Cool.
And by the way, no magic is working inside Draven.
Well, that's a total
You
20
can
for
tell that
investigation.
anything that you have on you that's magical, Draven. Anything that did you have anything you were attuned to?
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
You feel like it's not even present. You feel like the attunement is completely gone. Any
Guys,
items you have that are magical, like Remy, it's hard to move because your entire suit has shut down.
Lorelei.
You're like
the other one.
Yeah, Lorelei, your entire suit has shut down, and you're like trying to move, and you're like forcing it to move.
The gauntlets are they they have like hydraulic things on them, so that way they're lighter because ordinarily Lorelei has a +1 to strength. She can't lift these very well.
No.
That's the worst. I'm not gonna be able to use my hands with this.
You are fully aware of the fact, Mr. Obadiah, that anti-magic field that you felt outside is in this entire chamber. Yet at the same time, Obadiah, give me an Arcana.
12.
For flavor, do
Those
I
clay
need to take off
figures
the
are
lightning
magical.
bucket and leave it outside so it doesn't die?
A lightning
12.
method.
Just for flavor.
Is it a living? I mean, yeah, but
It is
isn't it a
living.
living? And see, it would still be okay, but it feels trapped and wants to escape.
That's fair. It's also my only light source, and we're in the dark. You're not going anywhere.
Actually, you might not be. Give me a second. Let me double check.
Obadiah, you can tell those clay figures are magical somehow.
Does anyone want to hold these gauntlets for me? They're freaking heavy. Actually, no, wait. I'll just put them in the bag of holding.
You mean that bag that is full of
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh. Doesn't everybody have one of these? Is everything suddenly out of the bag?
It's now
Or is it
heavy.
like a normal bag?
It's a normal bag, so it's heavy as shit.
Ah, frick.
I could take some stuff. I don't have much in mind.
Anything
No,
that's bigger
no.
than the bag would be sticking out of the bag.
That would be a good portion of it because there is a chest full of silver pieces inside this bag of holding from Lavash. So
She
as soon
walks
as
in
I
and just
walk into the thing, it's just going to Lorelai's gonna fall over because it's attached to her belt.
Moose is going to see this fiasco happen, and he's going to turn about face and walk towards the wagon and look at that.
Okay,
Are you?
God,
Are
this
you?
sucks.
Are
Okay,
you okay? Do you need some
yeah.
help?
No, it's an anti-magic field. I just have
like
to come up
Sonic.
with a plan. I got
got
it.
it.
Hang on.
I got it.
I'm gonna.
Oh.
Easier. Ready? Ready? Look at me making plans.
I'm
Give me
also.
I'm gonna take my bag. Okay. I'm gonna
Alright.
leave it in the cart, and we'll just fill it full, and I'll just leave it in the cart. I don't need
No,
it.
because you know what happens as soon as someone hooks up a course to that cart while we're inside? No stuff.
I can leave it on the horse.
Counterpoint. I'm going to unattach the bag of holding from my belt and then move farther away from the tower to where magic works. Use mold earth to pick up a piece of dirt, move it over. Bury treasure. I don't want anyone stealing our stuff, but
Love it.
I do legitimately need help dragging that over here because I can't lift this.
I will walk
And I
over.
totally need a map with an
Drag.
X on it.
Done.
I will go over and pick up the bag, and I say, I will help you. And
Awesome.
Oh,
yes.
So we bury it. I put dirt back on top, take loose dirt, throw it away to where no one can tell it's not supposed to be there.
how long would that take?
Like a minute.
Okay.
Maybe two, depending on how long it takes us to drag over a literal chest full of 600 something silver by hand.
Light work for a dwarf.
Cool. And I'll pick up a stick and I'll put it in the ground right there so I know where it's at. Okay. My gauntlets will also be in there because I can't otherwise lift them unless the hydraulics are working. So I'm basically unarmed. This will be fun. Let's go, team.
I'll throw my staff in there too.
Okay.
I'll mark that.
Remind me again why we're doing this.
Because we can't use it inside.
Muth, you're
No, I meant
you're
like
at the
why we're
wagon.
here.
I am at the wagon.
Okay, so let's talk about this wagon. You were at the wagon.
How do you feel about the
there's
wagon?
There's a sign on the back with the padlock that says "Keep Out."
Okay.
There's a big old padlock on the handle. There's a window on the side that has a curtain that's closed, like coffin, a coffin-shaped window on the side that has a curtain. You can't see inside of it.
Okay.
There's lanterns at the corners of the wagon. What you doing?
Can I give a perception check to see if it's locked with any kind of magic like the tower?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What does a 17 tell me about this place?
That it does not have the electric trap on it, that there is no anti-magic field around it, but you know that this thing definitely has some type of a magic trap that you'd probably rather get shocked by the tower than have this trap go off.
Oh, exciting. Do I have any hint as to how to dispel said trap? Or solve it? Or do I feel more inclined that Draven would have a better shot at it?
You guarantee he would have a better chance at it, but it also looks like
You'd rather not.
it looks like there's a command word
Okay.
that that if you don't know that command word, um, yeah, there's a low jack on this wagon, and if you don't know the
Hello, Jack.
if you don't know the key word,
Okay.
even if you pick a lock,
Yeah.
the alarm's gonna go off, and it's not gonna be pretty.
Uh, if I standing next to the wagon turn around and say, "Hey, Draven, can you come look at this? Does anything happen?"
No,
Like me speaking next to the wagon? Okay.
no.
I
How
was
f-
making
how
sure it
f-
wasn't like 3 chances to get the command word right and then boom, you know.
s-
Fair.
s- do you in
You
game?
went into the
Do you
tower, right,
know?
Draven?
I w- yeah, because I would have been at the door, so I probably would have gone in. But if he called out to me, wouldn't I have
Yeah,
heard him and then come
you
over?
heard him say, hey Draven, come look at this, and he's outside of the wagon. Um,
So, how far away is the wagon?
um, like 10, 15 feet away from the entrance, from the
So,
5 foot
do I?
radius.
Okay, so once I get out of that radius, I kind of feel like the magic come back.
Mm-hmm.
So I would ask him, Muth, do you think this thing is magical? Do you? I
Uh
can cast identify only once a day, but
no, I just uh it it is magical. At least that's what I can assume. And I think there's a command word to it, but there's also locks, and I know you're really good at picking those. Uh, but let's see. It kind of looks like a Vistani wagon, correct? Is that what we said it looked like?
Oh, it definitely looks like a Vistani wagon.
Okay. I'm gonna turn to. I'm gonna look at the wagon, and I'm gonna look back to Draven, and I say, "Do we know any Vistani words like
uh,
like open or uh like entrance or anything? Do is there any like special language that they have spoken around us?"
Kazam.
do I'm trying to think if they would have like because we're driving one of the Vistani. No, it's not a Vistani wagon. We're driving. We're driving the
Barovian.
You're driving a
Burgermasters.
Lorelei wagon.
That's
Mhm.
right.
Yeah, yeah, but we use the Burgermasters horses and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
A
Yeah.
Lorvet.
Uh, well, no, I mean I can't. There's none that I can think of offhand, but
What about
unless I
names?
would have heard anything around their camp.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the
I mean, Madame Eva, and I'm gonna look at the wagon see if it does anything.
do you want me to just cast Identify on it because that should tell me how to use it if it is magical.
Uh, yeah, go for it.
Can't use the slots
Okay.
anywhere else.
Yeah, I can't use it inside the tower, so okay, fuck it. Yeah, I'll touch it and I'll cast Identify.
What you discover with the Identify is that um, you learn that there are the magic he was detecting um, is actually to summon a set of. You learn 2 words. Right? The
Hey,
first word is Drovash. The second word is Arvesh.
Drovash and Arvash.
Mhm.
So as I'm like kind of like concentrating and holding on to, I guess probably the wheel sticking out. Probably hold on to that. And I'm like, Drovash?
You see a pair of quasi-real draft horses appear in front of this wagon.
Oh shit. What is our Vash?
They vanish.
Move.
Yo, how'd you do that? Do you know the command to open it yet?
That was all I got. Was just the 2 words.
Okay. Let me try. Kazan. Okay, that's all I had.
Where? Okay. Let me just give me a second. Let me try and get into this bad boy.
I got this.
And I guess I'll try to pick the lock.
Okay.
You seem disheartened.
I need both of you to give me a Constitution saving throw.
No.
Oh. I'm not great at that one. Okay, I'll take it. Dirty 20.
21.
You both save. You will only take half damage as the whole fucking wagon blows up.
No.
And like
Darvash!
It blows up. It's gone.
Blows up.
And you both take half of this damage.
Good job, guys.
Oh my god.
31 points of fire damage. Anyone within 30 feet of it. Oh, I'm sorry. Creatures inside the wagon or within 5 feet of it have disadvantage. So give me a second roll on that. You have disadvantage.
We could have had a second magic wagon, and y'all blew it up.
All right, 20. One left.
15.
15 still saves, guys. You only took half damage.
At least they didn't blow up your wagon.
We should have made them more damage.
Still a possibility, though.
I'm just imagining we're laying on the ground and I'm like, Muth, what the fuck? Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. So if I cast Identify on this thing, wouldn't I have known about that? Or is that like because Identify says that I learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, how many charges it has. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are.
Okay, so the wagon radiates an aura of conjuration magic if scrutinized with detect magic spell. A character who casts an identify spell on the wagon learns the command words needed to operate it. Anyone who sits in it, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Booby trap. The inside handle of the door has a wire looped around it, and the wire is connected to a flask of alchemist fire hanging from the wagon ceiling. When the door is open, the flask fails and explodes, igniting 100 more flasks of alchemist fire.
Oh my god!
That's not magic, man.
You lived.
Man, that was great.
I mean, theoretically, if I unlocked it, and then I would have probably opened the door. So
yeah, you regardless, it would have.
Yeah.
I'm just like laying on the ground. I look over and like, Muth, what the fuck just happened?
I'm gonna sit up slowly, and I'm gonna say, "Well,
Your ears are like ringing."
You wanna see if there's any loot on the ground left over?"
Fucking sure, okay.
You guys inside the tower definitely heard that.
Yeah.
What was that?
Idiots.
Idiocy.
I'm going to go look out the door. What did you do?
He blew it up.
Uh,
Like
The
blaming
so
her
sign
siblings?
said not to touch
that
it.
was me. I blew it up. I don't think it was, but it might have been.
Or
You're the only one
therefore.
with fire magic, man. Between the two of you, I believe it.
You killed a chicken.
There's a what?
Not a chicken.
There was a chicken.
Yeah.
there.
Oh,
And
We could have
not
had
hey,
Jorge.
hey, y'all Twitch. You know what kind of economy we live in, right? It says there were 5 eggs in that wagon.
Oh,
In
we
this
would've been
economy.
rich.
That's
That's like
100
free
forget
gold,
the
right?
gold we just got. I'd take the eggs.
Do they scramble before they leave?
And fried.
Yeah, do we see like a bunch of fried eggs everywhere now?
There were only 5 eggs, but I mean, there's the exact wording is
Did it even pass their constitution save?
the wagon is reduced to, it says flinders, but tenders.
Sanders?
Yeah.
That is
Okay.
Yeah,
Flinders.
that is that word. FLINDERS.
Hold on.
By the explosion and the contents of the wagon, see treasure below, are destroyed.
Okay. It means like multiple fragments or splinters. That makes sense. Okay. Anyway.
By the way, Draven, there was a trapdoor underneath the belly of the wagon that is the only,
Of course
and
there
it's
was.
specific. It specifically says it is the only safe way into the wagon.
Oh, they had a similar idea to me. That's fun.
Copiers.
Maybe I am a criminal
The
mastermind
trapdoor
after all.
opens into the wagon and is the only safe way inside.
Yeah, we need a trademark for that.
I have a feeling we've already trademarked the single wide wagon, but apparently. Ah, cool.
So yeah, the other 4 of you
yeah.
come outside to see them laying on their backs, and that wagon's gone. There's fire everywhere, like
Yeah.
not like things burning, but like alchemist fire. How it
Magical fire.
yeah.
So,
And that was loud. I'm sure people heard that for a ways.
uh-huh. So the point of going into the tower through the front door to try and figure out more about our allies and doing it in a way that didn't bring extra attention to ourselves was negated as a plan because you didn't think there was going to be enough loot inside and the 25 gold wasn't. Better explanation?
There's
Listen,
loot.
you're
He's gonna
speaking really
touch it.
fast.
You probably can't hear me because of the explosion. Let me say it again. What were you doing?
Hey,
Thaumaturgy.
hey,
I cast thaumaturgy on you.
listen. Lord,
Oh, I'm waiting.
Listen, okay. Power, no magic. Wagon, magic. I go to wagon, boom. It wasn't my fault, all right? Not my fault. I didn't cast a spell. Draven cast a spell. I didn't cast
You
a
know what
spell.
the reasonable assumption would be, Muth?
What's the reasonable assumption?
Abandoned tower? Traps. Abandoned wagon? Traps. It's almost like they're in the same place and have the same issues.
I started yelling out code words, and then somebody opened
You
the
think I
door.
care about whose fault this is? Or do you think I care about it being a dumb idea?
I think
Man.
you're overreacting.
Talk about throwing him under the wagon.
Just,
roll
just
over a
wait till
second one.
just wait till Lorelai finds out there were magical quasi horses.
Oh, she'll never know. They'll never tell her.
No, they won't. They will not. You let Draven towards some loot, you know he's gonna touch it.
I mean, that's road
I am-
He did his due diligence. I mean, I will give him credit. He did. If he's
I
casting
was
a spell,
inside.
he's
We
gonna
don't know
touch
if he
it.
did.
Okay.
Well,
So, for my own knowledge,
Yeah.
For his next trick.
There's more. This is just the first act.
has anyone been notified of our explosion? Is there
Oh, I'm-
anyone running our way? Is there noise happening in the tower that I can't hear? No.
You can't
Hey,
hear
Moose.
anything right now anyway,
The
but no.
ally we were
there's-
supposed to look for, we are assuming is also trapped in the tower. So if they didn't hear us, whoever's keeping them there, if they didn't hear us before, guess who knows we're here?
there is some good fried chicken.
I thought it was eggs. But it had their eggs.
There's like 5
They
buckets.
make quasi glue.
Oh man.
Okay,
So
Oh my God.
let's
So
revisit
it is,
something.
it is 3 minutes till the cutoff that we said for tonight.
Yeah.
This is a really good stopping point. I would like to say I want to thank you, Muth and Draven. I want to thank you because that was rewarding. That was very when you said you were doing that, I was like, I wanted so
what's
bad to
happening?
be like, are you sure you want to do this? And then I was like, no. Poker face.
Say
Poker
it.
face.
Uh-uh.
Keep the poker
Say
face.
it.
That was good.
So-
That's
It'll be
good.
funny. Watch.
hey, hold my beer.
Yeah.
Last night they were here at the tower. Last night they avoided the wagon. What'd they do last night, Mr. Frizzle? Walked right up to the tower and tried opening it. You're muted, by the way, Prizzle. Just so you know.
That's why he's doing sense.
Yeah, but yeah. That let me see. How much damage did the front door give them? That was
Like 30 something.
yeah, it was 30 something. Where'd that go?
Could have danced it out, you know?
So here's the difference. The lightning damage was only 4d10, double if you're wearing metal.
Oh no.
You would have taken less damage trying to do. Now, granted, if you because what you guys took was 10d10 fire damage, is what you two just took. So the first time you try the door, it's 4d10. The second time, it's 4d10. That third time, though, when it brings it down, anyone who got inside the tower takes 24d10.
It's like an automatic kill.
Jeez.
that's it.
And
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah.
Was that like a buck fort? That's like a buck
Standing
fort.
20 feet,
Great.
standing within 20 feet of the tower, you'll only take 8d10 if you fail your,
Oh,
your dex.
Just 8d10. No big deal.
The average roll on 24d10 is 132 damage.
Yes.
Hey, that wasn't far off.
Right.
Dead.
Yeah, that's like dead.
Yeah. I can't believe you guys.
I
blew
do
up
have
that
Death
wagon.
Ward.
I can't believe you blew up her wagon.
Did we cast it on anyone though?
She's gonna be so ticked, man. We're never gonna get her as an ally now.
It's gonna be really hard. It's
Uh-huh.
it's gonna take somebody who can schmooze a fucking Vistani.
Yo,
Dragging
Draven.
these nuts.
That locket's gonna come in handy.
it gosh dang better, man.
Because that was a Vistani wagon. That was a Vistani wagon.
Y'all
Wow.
fucked up.
Was.
Oh my goodness.
Was.
Yeah, was.
What wagon?
Yeah.
What, what are you
wagon.
talking about? There was no wagon here. When we showed up, there was no wagon. Man.
Lame's still behind us.
You
Nothing to see.
Wow, they horse on fire in the
you
tree.
want to know some of the stuff you lost? Just
Yeah.
to rub it in.
Rub it in.
Or the
yeah.
salt.
Okay, good
Rick
night,
cut the
guys.
Mortons.
Bye.
You know, you had some different kits, climbers kits, poison kit, healers kit.
Ah,
There were a
Okay,
bunch
don't
of
care.
weapons in there. The
that would've been
chicken.
good.
There was
Really wanted the chicken.
The eggs.
a deck of Taraka cards, the eggs, the pots and pans that were worth 50 gold total. A lyre that had golden strings worth 50 gold. Some manacles. Nice holy symbol of the money.
Monocles. That would help me see.
Yeah.
Were they fuzzy?
A nice holy symbol of the morning lord that was worth 100 gold. Some
I'm
holy
glad I don't know
water,
this.
some perfume, some antitoxin, hemp and tinderbox steel mirror, sharpened wooden stick, a spyglass. If you've ever played D&D long enough to want to buy a spyglass, you know they cost 1,000 gold according to the player's handbook.
Jeez, what the heck?
Yeah, a spyglass
make
is
that.
expensive. A map
Jeez.
of Barovia, pages from Van Richten's journal,
Okay.
and
Dear diary.
a spell scroll of major image and another spell scroll of remove curse.
Yeah, we messed up.
We.
Draven messed up. He should have checked for traps because he's a
I
fucking
can't-
rogue.
I can't believe you didn't. I
Yeah,
can't believe you
come on,
didn't.
bro.
Number one, man.
I was gonna
Yeah,
cast
bro,
guidance
correct.
on you, friend, and you just.
He got horny for the loot.
Mm.
It's a common
Yeah,
problem.
so-
Got caught up in the moment.
It's a rogue. It's a rogue problem.
Man.
Yeah, blew my load too early.
Foster, did you
Literally.
Blew it
ever
all right.
take the poison thingy to do the vats before we left?
I
Ooh.
believe I know what you're talking about.
So would this be
The spell that
Vistani fried
No.
chicken?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I like it. I mean,
Yeah.
I think it was
Or
ham.
at least bring
Ham
it to
put
KFC.
wagon fried chicken, but I think I like Vistani fried chicken.
Can this be
Yes,
the? Yeah.
Listen, if we have Ardens in the other universe, these can be Dravens.
Hey.
Dravens
hey,
are the
Dark.
chicken legs.
Chicken legs.
Chicken wings.
Little one.
They're buffalo wings.
Yep.
Mm. Sounds good. Take some buffalo
Yeah.
wings right now.
Man.
All right, it is sleepy
geez.
time for Floki.
Hey, thank you for tonight, brother. This was fun.
Yeah.
This was
It
It was
memorable.
good to be back.
hmm
Yeah, I'm happy to be back.
You can say we went out with a bang.
Yeah, you did.
More of a boom.
Right.
I
It
loved
is
your
about
reaction when I read you 100 more.
You know.
Yeah, that's like
Because I hadn't read how many there were, but when 100
Okay,
more
but, like,
flasks that
imagine
dangle from
having
wires
100
like ornaments.
flasks of
That's
alchemy
insane.
fire.
And within 30
Dude.
feet is who takes the damage.
That would have been pretty cool.
You guys probably
first thing you-
felt it inside the tower.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Bro.
Also, why is a spyglass
even like a
1,000 gold?
Magic. It's not even a magic item.
I don't
What
know.
the heck?
It's always
It literally only makes things twice as big. That's it. Only 2. It only has 2 magnification. That sucks. I
It
can
only
make this
makes
better with
things
years.
Twice as big.
What the?
I mean, it depends on the buyer.
Twitch. Thank you. This has been an explosive episode. I couldn't help myself. But it's been dynamite hanging out with
Steady. You're done.
I'm
Shut off.
done. Good night, Twitch. Tuesday
Look,
night. Tell him
you
good
faked
night.
We're
This has
defusing
been
you.
Face
Just
Rejects.
took
We
burn
are
up,
out.
okay?
Bye, buddy.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Boom.
The